Hello. Sounds working today, this time. Exciting. How's everybody? Eagle's Nest, Thursday, March 13th for VOD listeners, watchers, viewers, audio only. Yeah, we are just north of 20 minutes to go before the start of the tournament, before the player meeting at 8 o'clock. 2.5, just is off the back of... We are existing off the back of our success Monday, where Monday we had we broke a record in terms of the most attended Eagle's Nest weekly tournament ever, which is kind of sick, right? 48 people, technically 50 people if you account for the 2 people that ended up being on the wait list. They did end up getting in, funny enough, but 48 people is crazy, man. Just people love this card game, and people love Eagle's Nest, and it's good to see, right? We do have a guest today, definitely an up-and-coming YouTuber, but definitely has streamed Eagle's Nest on multiple occasions. I think I can sell out before. I haven't given them the info yet to bug me, or to not bug me, but talk with me yet. Just, you know, still doing a setup and all that stuff on my personal mental note and time. But let me show you their page. Oh, this isn't it. Oh, this isn't it at all. So hold on. I fix. Look at this. Check this out. Yeah, it's Marshmallow Ruffian. Yeah. YouTube channel. Does mostly streams on Twitch. I didn't put that on the thing here, but definitely mostly on Twitch. I think they stream almost every Eagle's Nest they participate in, and they've topped multiple times. They've gotten multiple first places, and it's just like a test row situation, man. It's just always part of this game and always talking about this game, and it's fun to support people like that. Even if I do tend to favor the YouTube side of the world, but yeah, I'm here for it, honestly. Also, I obviously have the wrong screen here. It's not big me, it's like half me, but yeah, no, there's a couple other things I want to sell out today. Let's see. Oh, let's start with obviously webcam locals we're still selling out for Varney and his team. Digimon, Tamer Battle League, webcam every Wednesday, every Friday. Check them out if you're looking for additional webcam Digimon goodness. The next thing is if you're trying to get into Gundam, man, Eagle's Nest, you know, is going to be the place to be every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And the streams on this channel, we had a fun stream last night. Had like 24 people show up for a beta PROXY event, which is exciting. Next week we will be I think Eagle and the team has decided to allow some of the spoiler cards that have been coming out. So we're talking about all those good juicy red cards. Might not be enough red cards to really diversify the meta, but it is still fun to get, like, it's fun to like archive people's like gameplay experience and stuff, really, especially in this it's hard. It's like this is such a hyper early state, right? Like we don't even have a full set 1 or starter decks even, right? Like this is just like beta cards that they handpicked to put in a small little super set. Like it's interesting, man. And then another thing I want to sell out for is a good friend of mine at this point, Digidane from the Land Down Under. That song is, anytime he's talking to me, honestly, it's like, you know, in Simpsons, like, or is it? Oh no, it's Peanuts, or what's the one with Snoopy and Charlie Brown? It's Peanuts, right? It's Peanuts. And you know, the teacher's like, wah, 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 wah. Anytime Digidane talks to me, it's probably just like I come from the damn Land Down Under song, like on full blast. Like he's probably have said words to me, but beyond that song, I actually am not listening. But everyone's always talking about having interesting content in the Digimon scene. Something interesting, something like, oh, Yu-Gi-Oh's got those cool progression series. Oh, like they have those cool this and that. This is an attempt at it, man. Digidane got a bunch of us together. No spoilers on who Digidane actually got by the silhouettes on the screen here, but check out his channel. The first episode is up, the first match is up, and hopefully you guys can guess which silhouette I am. But I'm absolutely in love with this this poster picture. So there you guys go for me a little bit. Next, the last and final sellout I have is that I've been asked to help commentate a fun little like side event here coming up in April. I'll get the exact dates for you in a moment, in a later in the stream, because I have a hard memory. But there's a team of Puerto Rican people and a team of South Texas people that are really trying to get a cool like Puerto Rico versus South Texas event going. So they asked me to commentate, and I kind of just love supporting stuff like this. So I of course said yes, and I will be streaming it. There'll be a Spanish stream with Team Rookies. Oh man, I forgot about Team Rookies. I love Team Rookies. Oh, I didn't realize that until now. Oh my goodness. I remember when they showed up for, was it the PPG event or was it an Eagles event that they showed up? Oh, they were so cool. They had jerseys and play. Oh, I wish I could be that. That's what I want to be when I grow up. I'm gonna be real. Anyway, I love Team Rookies, but they also sent me like some cool team ads. Like what is it called? Like, you know, like it's like a little mini commercial, but it's like showing their team. Well, I'll show you guys. I'll brag about that and show you guys that later when I'm a little less, when there's a little more people to enjoy and have fun with that. So I definitely want to like save it for a little later. But we got little intro videos for each team, and I definitely am sharing that. So I'm excited. Let's get Marshmallow Ruffian. I'll start sending over the all the links and stuff I gotta do. So it's a million behind the scenes. There's a million tabs and BS that I gotta do most of the time here, but I do it with love. I do it with love. What are we naming this one? All right. Copy that. I actually probably should have given Marshmallow a little more time, because it's probably their first time using the application that I use to kind of do this stuff. But it'll be fine. Nothing goes wrong. Ever. Never, ever. How's everybody? It's Thursday. I'm amping up. Me and the wife did taxes too. We got a small little return. My returns tend to be smaller than the average excited person, just because we were expecting to owe, so us getting anything back was crazy. So just put your mental perspective on my financial situation, I guess. Cannot start video service typically. That means the camera's already used. Oh, okay. Because I don't have my virtual camera on. God dang it. There we go. Perfect. What won Monday? Why can't I think? Oh, Examon won Monday. That was crazy. How many people are even signed up for tonight? Oh, that's another thing I gotta look up. Man, there's just too much, man. There's just constant stuff I gotta do. Here we go. There's still time to sign up. We got 15 minutes out from the deadline. Starts in 15 minutes, but you can freely sign up whenever you guys want. Let's see, registrations. I guess I'll put it in chat. It's in the description, but whatever, it's my channel. Got Michael Lafayette, always 19 people tonight so far. That's not bad. Usually in the last 10 minutes, we'll probably won't. We're not breaking any records on a Thursday. Thursdays tend to be our lighter days, more casual days for sure. Definitely on Mondays. Man, I can't wait for like, what viewer count should I do? Should I wait until I start showing off like the Texas versus Puerto Rico thing? I think like 30 people. Let's see, like if we can get we'll probably get to 30. I'm being kind of mean, but if we get to like 30 viewers, I'll start selling out with those videos, because they were so fun. Like one thing, like okay, for me, like right now, like I'm in esports. Like I think we all in card games, we kind of all are aware of esports, because card games are kind of like a tangentially related to esports, right? Like we were here before esports kind of thing, right? But I would say That's something a big gripe I always have in like, I don't know, anything league right now. They'll just like, they'll have the players and they'll be like posted up like all like they're tough guys or something, as if like their job is harder than pressing 4 keys on a keyboard. Listen, I'm belittling, but you get my point. Like when it's one thing to do that and like display like the male physique in its peak condition for a football player, and then like comparing that, doing that same like camera work and fun and like funnery to an esports guy, like a League of Legends player. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not like, it just doesn't hit the same, and it always bugs me when they do it. It's like, bro, it's video games. Like, let's just like lighten the mood. Why are you grumpy? Like, I'm gonna mess that team up. Like chill, bro. It's Ari versus Akshan mid. Like, it's just calm the F down. That's a Risu Squirrel personal gripe of mine, honestly. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe people love when all of Team Liquid is posted up. Like, it seems so not what people are there for. You know what I mean? Like, I like it when they show like highlights of like, you know, Faker doing like some sick Z combo or Ari combo, like whatever combo he's fucking doing. Oops. But like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, that's way cooler than showing me him all grumpy with some stage lighting. It just doesn't hit. I don't know. It doesn't hit the same, man. Alright, so Marshmallow's coming in soon. But yeah, Xamon winning. And not only is Xamon winning, but like in terms of like what we're seeing do well and what's represented and what's showing up, there's not a lot of Red Purple Imperial, right? Like, we can look at last week's event. Let me see if I can pull up last week's event or Monday's event. Like, I think like only Tessero was on Red Purple Imperial on Monday, which is like, it's hard to get a read on that, because it's like, all right, the Shadramons are stupid money right now, right? So how many of those people are willing to spend the money? How many people are willing to spend the money on Shadramon and then practice Shadramon at Eagle's Nest, right? I don't know if there's overlap there, right? Other than Tessero. And then on top of it, but like, then you would argue, it's like, well, Eagle's Nest is a proxy tournament. Like, surely, like, they, like, if someone wanted to play Red Purple Imperial, they could. And then the next level of that logic goes into, well, people don't want to practice a deck they're not going to be able to afford or play. And then maybe there's some ban list. I mean, again, Sunday's a ban list. I know everyone's like still riding that energy of like ban list discussion, but I think funny enough, on ban list talk, as much as everyone loves it, I also love it just because it probably does generate the most interaction. I'm gonna be most honest and open-ended about that. It does generate the most interaction, but like, my opinion on the ban list has shifted slightly in terms of like, you know what? Ban Mirage, BT11, sure. But if one floodgate is bad, they're all bad. All right, get rid of Ruin Mode. Get rid of Red Purple Imperial. It's too new, but you get my point. Like, get rid of the new Reapermon guy. Get rid of Medieval. Like, if one floodgate's bad, they're all bad. All right, like let's start like leveling the playing field. Like, man, because I'm sick of getting -10 ruin moded or whatever, and I'm getting punished to play the game. I can't promote my rookie. Like, I love that Nightwing shirt. Thank you, Tandian. I'm going with that until you correct me otherwise. But yeah, no, we got 9 minutes until the official start of the tournament. We got, I guess I'll update us on the situation. We had 19 people last I checked, and now we have still 19 people. Sick. Small day today, which was exciting. But honestly, like, as much as I love breaking records and the financial success that brings for Eagle's Nest and the team, we also did the Gundam tournament yesterday, and we were in and out by like 10:30, 11. We did a whole 5 rounds in like 3 hours. That was sick. Absolutely wonderful. Which a little bit of that is like best of one and stuff, and it's just like it sucks enjoying that because like I want to be able to feel that for Digimon, but at the same time, in no earth do I want Digimon. And also, you're starting to hear Marshmallow in the background.
Hello.
Hi, how's
Hi,
it going?
everybody.
But what was I saying? Where was I? Oh no. We lost it. Oh, we just can't have Digimon best of one, man. It's just not possible. Which then means long tournaments, which sucks. But it is what it is. How's it going, Marshmallow? Let me see if I can get you on the screen here. Copy to clipboard.
It's going pretty good. I'm chilling. How about you, brother?
I'm doing good.
Nice. I heard you were talking shit on Ruin Mode, which is kind of disrespectful because my Tau Loop deck doesn't work without it, and I'm kind of sad if it's gone.
That would. I mean, I know. You've gotten your mileage. What was it? First place twice in a row with it. I think it's fine.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. I don't know, dude. Okay, I made that blue like Gabu ancient hybrid list, and I never took it to an actual tournament, which I was devastated about. So if I can't take Tau Loop to a real tournament either, I think I'm gonna cry, and I will understand that Bandai hates me personally. So.
Yeah, I could see why you feel that. Funny enough, no, that like you got instantly hit with the Louis and the Ukomon ban. Was that
and
was
the Hammer
one.
Spark too was devastating.
Yeah, all
Hammer Spark, Louis, and Uko, all three in one ban list was kind of rude and
crippling.
But
yeah, no,
but I understand it. Both those cards were unfortunate, and then I think that if you hit Ruin, that's fair. It's definitely had a long time in the spotlight, where anytime it's actually good, I think every deck runs it, and you always have to play around it. So, it seeing a hit, I don't think would be too surprising. I wouldn't be surprised for a medieval Gallant hit. I think it's the most justified one though currently, because I think it's the most like prevalent one right now.
Yeah, I think it's like flat out shutting out people from playing the game. Like that, my whole thing with that bit at the start was like, if people want to ban Mirage, and I've been against the Mirage ban, right? If people want to hit Mirage because it's not fun, I'm losing my turn for like gaining a card or whatever, and it's like, all right, if you're gonna hit that, and you're saying Floodgates not being able to play the game is bad, then they're all bad. So get rid of Ruin, get rid of Red Purple Imperial, get rid of that new Reapermon for the Ghost deck, get rid of Medieval, just get rid of them all because they're all stopping people from playing the game, and it's not
True.
fun, right? So like,
you know what? Let's just go back to BT8 and let's just play Grand Kawaga and Melga OTKs again. I think that's the ideal. Yeah,
just unlimit the ban.
Way to play. True.
Except Greymon X can stay at one. That one.
That one. It's a little bit too powerful for me personally.
I never want Hades Force to come back to this game. Right.
I don't even know if Hades Force. I mean, we don't have like the only like real tamer decks we have right now are Imperial kind of with their WEBCAM. And then Purple Hybrid. But they get their tamers back from trash anyway, so they get rid of every single one consistently. Otherwise,
which they could, because like what you play the mats and like you're not like, let's say your what's your biggest Greymon? We'll say we'll undercount and we'll say it's like 11 cost, right? So that gets you to 2 mats and you get to get rid of 2 mats and a Koichi. Yeah. So that's 3 tamers on board. That's not crazy. I think that's like the average Purple Hybrid board, right?
Yeah, most Purple Hybrid boards, yeah.
Hades Force to 1, agreed. Even if people only run it at 1 anyway, just limit people's potential.
True. You know what I hate about Hades Force? Was back in the day, I would always play Melga OTK, and I would run into their one of Hades Force in the security every single time, consistently. Yeah. I don't know what it is about one of options being in security consistently, but it's unironically the most devastating.
It's the worst, bro, because then that logic also applies to when you have like the one of ace card and you're like digging for it, and it's like, oh, it was my last check in security. I was looking for no reason. Sick.
Absolutely.
Ether Bale. That was me with the band. That was me with that band since I had just started and picked the Angar Loop deck up, and I hope it doesn't happen with Tau. Ancient Garu.
Thank you.
Loop.
Truly, hey, that guy's enlightened. He's a true thinker. Honestly, I agree with that absolutely. If this happens with Tau too, I'll cry.
And then BT5. Nah, BT5 format. All the colors had representation. BT5 was like. Do I misremember BT5? Wasn't that just Lord Knight domination?
I think, from what I hear about BT5, it was just Lord Knight mon most of the time.
Well, when'd you start? If you didn't start back then,
I started right when BT10 came out. I bought like the starter decks for the Mastamon and the Imperial deck when they came out, but I didn't start playing the game until BT10.
So you got like So you would have been a cross-art player and then saw your deck get instantly banned too. So that would have been your third deck.
I would have been. Luckily,
that's crazy.
Luckily, I was like, that's too expensive for me, so I'm just gonna build the cheapest deck, which for me at the time was like Melga. I think it was like $60 for the whole thing.
Melga was the cheapest deck for a long time and good.
Yeah, it was good. It was so good. I didn't know how to play the game at all, and I won like 2 or 3 online tournaments with it before I finally understood what the game meant.
Crossheart was expensive though. Wasn't everything like what was expensive in Crossheart? Because everything was in BT10, right?
Yeah, everything was in BT10. I think it was maybe it was the Cross 4s at the time. I can't remember. It's been like 2 years since then. Jesus.
Maybe it was Cross 4, but Cross 4 was a rare, right? So then it's like,
let's see.
I guess maybe.
It's been so long.
Andres says, yeah, Hades forced to 1 to make people realize it was a 1 from the get-go. Yeah, Andres, exactly. Shotmon DX for red, Imperial for blue, Black Metal Guru, Digiburst, Grandis for green. Oh yeah, there was that like black toolbox deck, wasn't there? I forgot about that deck. That deck ended up doing all right. I think it won a tournament. Grandis for green, wasn't it like Nidhogg weird Grandis like shenanigans? You didn't mention purple. Oh, we don't talk about Chaos Gallant for purple. Never mind. I got it. We got that, Chris.
It's really interesting, purple, just in general. With the way it's been playing out, I don't know why North America is so obsessed with purple decks, but we really do shine with purple more than I've seen other regions have for some reason.
I'm not sure why specifically that is. Like, I mean, I guess it depends on your outlook, right? Because we knew that Anubis was going to be crazy back in EX, whatever it was, 6 or 5. I can't remember the exact numbers. Animal Coliseum, right? We knew at the gate Anubis was busted. Anubis was doing a lot in Japan. And then to really think about it, like, purple was like, when was the first, like, the purple has always been annoying, right? Like, Lilith Loop was like the mainstay, only thing purple really had for a while, unless you count Masta. And then those were like the 2 big purple decks. And then from there, I can't think. It was Loop with and then Masta shortly after that. And
was it Luga next? Was there like a big purple drought, I think? Because it was just Black War for a little bit, and then it was like Hunters and Black War and...
Yeah, so I'm thinking of like the Nationals was then suddenly became Anubis, and purple was on the map after that. After that, we had Levia.
Well, Beals was a thing too for a while.
Beals was
like
a
best
thing.
deck for a little bit.
You're right. I don't know. I guess, Beals was, no, you're right. So then it would have been Beals. Then it would have been a new, so like since Beals, right? Beals, like purple didn't really have relevance until Beals. But until after that, I think everyone's been on, like, there's been a relevant purple deck, if not purple being the best color. Since then, there might have been a format where they dip down, but then by Nats they're back up again. At least over the past few years.
Luga's been in like contention for best deck. It's always been up there, whether or not it's like the best thing you can be doing. It's always at least been something really strong you can be doing. And I think that was BT 14.
Yeah, that's when Luga first came out, was 14 with the first version, the go wide strategy. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock on the dot. Let's see, they're probably doing the player meeting. What do you guys talk about in the player meeting? I have yet to attend.
Michael just comes in, says how much he hates us, pretty much, and then spins a wheel and then gives someone a prize, and then we all go to our separate areas and cry a little bit. But...
Oh, it's like a free entry that they give out and stuff. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
or something?
Typically. And then last Monday they gave out a free Gallant X.
Oh, right, for the 48 player cap. That was fun.
Which was a rough tournament. That was a long one.
All right,
5 rounds.
I guess with that, before we start the tournament, we'll just sell out a little bit. Let's see if I can get the slideshow going. Yeah. So here at Eagle's Nest, we like to support the other people that also do this kind of work. So we got Varney and his team in DigiGuard United. Have you participated in DigiGuards at all, Marshmallow? I don't know what.
I have a little bit. I haven't in a long time.
Okay.
But I used to go every once in a while, yeah.
And you'd say it's just about just as good as Eagle, like, you know?
I would say for sure, yeah, absolutely. Right. I think the level of competition there is still really high. So if you're looking for good practice, for sure, DigiGuard is really good.
And that will be WEBCAM locals every Wednesday, every Saturday. And then after that, we have this one here at Eagle's Nest. We're also trying. Are you doing Gundam, Marshmallow?
I haven't looked into the Gundam stuff at all. How would you rate it so far?
I would still rate it that it's not even set 1, it's a beta set. So like you get to fiddle with the baseline fundamental mechanics of what makes Gundam Gundam, but like you're not really like, even in Digimon, I would say you're not playing Digimon until set 4, right? Like, or set 3, where it's like identities and mechanics.
It starts getting its own like little identity,
Yeah, exactly. So we're still there. It's just fun being able to be part of like the cataloging. But anyway, I see the round started, so we'll rush through this. Gundam Wednesday, 8 p.m. Check it out. I'd love to have you, and it's always been a great time, great pricing, great whatever. DigiDane is a host. Everyone's always looking for fun content out there in the content creating scene for Digimon TCG. DigiDane asked a bunch of us to be part of a Digivice format thing, and his first round is on his channel. So please check out DigiDane. Maybe you can guess which of these silhouettes is me, but I'm not giving anything away.
It's a tough one, actually.
And then the last thing is, we'll have videos later when I have more time, but I got asked to help stream a Puerto Rico versus South Texas event with Team Rookies running the Spanish side of things, so that'll be fun. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. But that being said, let's see if I can catch us a table. Is there anyone that stands out to you, Marshmallow?
Well, obviously Michael's gonna win, so we can watch him during one of the later rounds.
That's true. That's a good point. Good call.
You know what? I like Blake and Nice. You want to go watch table 10?
Oh, I love Blake. I've been wanting to see Nice's evolution of Fenrir since the 2.5 stuff. Like, I've been really dying to see it
against him, and he's one of the few players that still play the Ace.
I want the Ace. I still tell people, man, like the Ace. Like, you got to put it at 1. You got to put your opponent on respecting it, right? Like, there ain't no shot.
It catches you off guard, and because it's the Digiburst for the DNA, it also gets around a lot of like really weird lingering effects that I try to put on him, like cross plugging and stuff. So it's very difficult for me personally to deal with. So I'm curious how other decks fare against.
Right, because you're still on you're on Tau Loop as your main deck.
I just got on Tau Loop, okay? I just got here. All right, relax.
I don't know. I said still. It's been a couple weeks, bro.
Yeah, like, you're right. Okay. You know, I'll adjust.
I'm now distracted and I need to fix the screens. Oh god.
It's okay. We're not expecting anything too professional here. It's just, we're chilling.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Equal X's dice shortage, by the way?
I did not hear about the dice shortage.
I got flubbed my like 10th set of dice because he was out. And he just assumed I'd be okay with missing out on dice. I was devastated, truly. It was the 10th set that I was really looking forward to. So
the 10th set? I mean, yeah. Because like, how are you gonna play? How am
I gonna have enough dice to roll?
Yeah, bro. Like, like, what if you want to start playing Magic the Gathering? Like,
exactly. So much dice. I need counters in these Commander games I'm always playing.
Speaking of which, do you actually touch base on any other card game other than Digimon, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm pretty up to date on Pokemon. I play Hearthstone.
Ooh, you still play Hearthstone? That's impressive.
Yes, the new set's coming out in like a couple week or two, so I'm really excited for it. I try to play a couple different card games. I think they keep me sharp, I just enjoy card games. That's the main reason, but
Gotcha. No, Hearthstone for me, the last thing I touched with Hearthstone was when I was helping test what was their, like, they have the auto battler, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Battlegrounds.
They have Battlegrounds, but they also have a new, like, a third mode.
Mercenaries.
I helped test Mercenaries a lot with their.
I wish you did a better job.
Yeah, me too.
Truly devastating.
Trust me, one of my greatest feedbacks was RNG is a pain. Please take it out, and they didn't listen. I was like,
that's unfortunate.
God dang it, man.
Well, currently it looks like Blake is on some kind of ancient Garurumon list. You see the promo logo there.
God, I love ancient Garuru. This is the only deck I play. This is basically just me, the matchup, man. This is me versus myself.
That's fair, dude. I'm a big fan of ancient Garurumon as well. I tried shoving that into the Talmud list actually for a little bit to just try and make it work, because I think it's
right, because of the yellow, so it gives you like that like sideline of stuff to do. Yeah, I can see that.
He does get to keep turn with the analog youth, which I love. One of my
got to keep turn, but he didn't do a security check of damage, right? He didn't have nice.
He didn't get to swing, no, but he did get to bounce the Uko and bounce a card to hand. So right. If he's just looking to cycle, it's not too bad.
Yeah. This is where I love using right now. Like, my latest adaptation for Ancient Guru is adding scrambles to allow Ancient Guru to be like a self-contained engine. Right, because now it can get you back the level 4 or the rookie, whichever one you're missing, and then the scramble will get you back the Ancient Guru itself, so you can just like loop the same combo over and over again.
Yeah, I really do love decks with a lot of recursion in them. Being able to like go into a really consistent grind game really just does something for me emotionally.
No, I think that's where every card. I think that should be the end game for every deck or every card game, is being able to play every turn. If we see a world where Digimon's like that, then I think we are happily married to this card game at that point.
Gotcha. And Green Hill, there's a lot to like, I think, right now. I think Ryzeal in the paper format for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is really fun and enjoyable. I'm also a very big Mimic Bull fan. The like weird flip deck that was TCG only is really cool. And then for Master Duel, the online format, I've been playing a lot of Yu-Bell right now, especially with the Duelist Cup that's out. I typically play it when I'm at work, when I have some free time.
Oh, that makes sense. For me, my Yu-Gi-Oh! I started when Blue Eyes won Worlds, and then I left when Spiral were gross. And then
you got out right at the best time. Okay.
I played Toss a little bit because Thunder Dragon was cool, and then we're out again, and then.
I mean, if you want to come back, Blue Eyes meta again.
Yeah, I just bought the Star Gems. That was the whole point of that rant.
Yeah. It's good. They also just released some of the cards into Master Duel too. So
I heard about. Yeah, I just
they
can't.
got that like around the same time.
I do hear great things about Master Duel in terms of like in comparison to the other online card games around it,
and
it's one of the
best I think online simulators that you can get into.
Yeah,
that is made by the company itself. But
exactly.
I understand people really wanting the paper cards in front of them as well. I don't blame them for the card.
It's like, for me, it's just like if I got like computer screen time of some kind, I'm probably gonna find something else to do with it. It really becomes my issue. Like,
that's fair. We really need to out this Pokemon, otherwise Blake is gonna kind of do a lot of disgusting stuff next turn.
Is gonna be so
the right cards.
Yeah.
And it just seems like Nice is just continuously searching for pieces. He has so many Ukos available to him currently, and he has not found, I guess, the full line yet. He needs to start pushing for lethal.
So we're going to attack into security, draw a card. Okay. And level 7.
Hisatake Mikazuchi.
That's not a great thing to see. We don't want to see that.
No,
go immediately to trash.
I'm not sure if he had one in trash already, but if he doesn't, I mean, that's one less piece you have to find, which is super convenient.
But if we just have ancient combo after all these draws, surely?
I mean, we have to, right? Just realistically speaking, this Boko is also going to get us back 2 memory. Disgusting.
Absolutely gross. All right, draw the card, gain a memory, go to 3, so this ancient will not pass turn, so no analog. It's always the worst, because then like the analog youth, we don't get that value like as easily as we want, so we have to find another way to get it.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't go into the ancient. He just swings with the kendo.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we are missing pieces. That blows.
That does suck.
Oh, ancient guardian deity. Get back ancient Guru.
The question is he hard play the Guru, or does he? Okay, he gets out the Tamer for cheap. That's fine.
Did you evolve into him?
He will pass turn here, I think, right?
Yeah.
If he does Evo on top of this.
That's a little rough. Maybe we can Digivolve. No, because now we lost tempo. I guess Boko should just go in.
I mean, I kind of want to swing into the Uko just because it's so much searching. He's gonna be able to look top 6 and add 2. Like that's if he's missing anything, he'll probably find it within that range.
Right. And then we attack. We actually attacked into security there. I get the Lugamon, and then we're
Ice Wall's okay. Ice Wall's pretty good. Ice Wall's a pretty good way of defending yourself here.
Oh, we're just gonna raw
Evo
do
for
it.
1. Go into the combo. Ancient, and then bounce 1, bounce last card, and set up a pretty strong lethal on the crackback. And I think it's really hard for Nice to actually push through this Ice Wall.
No, I agree that this does set up lethal, but I still think it would have been fine to have the Boko trade into the Uko, right? I think that like one security as an ancient Guru, one security oftentimes is just 0 security, right? Because we're typically gonna bounce something or draw ourselves to make that one security bounce to hand.
Yeah, so and with this many tamers out and the analog, it's probably just like a hop in and a skip to really just
we're not gonna proc analog youth. Okay.
That's interesting. Maybe you forgot, because I don't see a reason not to proc it.
Yeah, especially since it would put him to 3. The different, well, I guess, and I mean, no, you would always do it, right? Because you don't have a level 5 with sources to beta trap cards.
Even if it doesn't change the math because of Balmon, you still do it just because I think it's proper to do so. But I
guess there's a world where more memory is bad against Takamika, right? Depending.
Like if they have a hard time like passing it over and they can't, get to that like 1 or 2 thresholds, they can't unsuspend. But
yeah,
I think if they have the full line, they're gonna do it already by themselves. It's like a 2-cost Evo, 3-cost Evo, 3-cost Evo.
Absolutely.
That'll for sure put them over. We are still not seeing a tamer from Nice. That is
none in security, none after the Uko search, which would have been the reason I would have not
got rid of the Ukos. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have loved to just get rid of both Ukos there.
I'm so sad that Fiendsmith and Master Duel didn't come with Lacrima or Agamemnon. I want to be more than combo. That's fair. Yeah, Fiendsmith's control is kind of dead right now without those 2 cards. Also, one is Fiendsmith track. The spell card isn't a 1-card combo for most decks right now because you're missing Lacrima, which is really funny to me.
Oh, that's what it is. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh's evolved so much. I still like. It's crazy to me that there's so many. Like everything's a 1-card combo now, whereas like before it was like that was a bannable offense.
Absolutely, I think it's certainly something, I will say.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I know it's like a product of like needing all the hand traps in the world now, and so like to counterbalance that, everything needs to be on cards. It's this whole like.
It's got like ups and downs. Yeah, I think that people who like older Yu-Gi-Oh, I think it is definitely like a sad thing to look at. But when you look at the way I think the game's evolved, it's definitely at least creates its own niche of like, hey, we are the combo go crazy card game. Yeah. So if you like that, you can always like find that inside of Yu-Gi-Oh. This is actually a scenario where if we had suspended the analog youth, he wouldn't have been able to keep turn with the tamer play.
Oh, we did get the tamer. Where did the tamer? Oh, because we hard played it.
He hard played for 4. So if he had suspended the analog youth on the deletion of the guy, he would have been at 3 memory. Would have been able to hard play the tamer.
And then we would have had combo. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So.
Well, at least the ice wall probably prevents most of this.
It will prevent, I think, us dying probably. But the Takamika player will go back up to 2 security. No, 1 security because the Kazushi only recovers whenever they trash 1.
Right.
So
we're at
but with the Uko out still, the Kazuchi will recover them 1 on our turn as well. So we actually have to get through 2 security.
Right.
On our turn, which is a little bit more difficult.
Well, we'll trash 1 and then do a real check. So realistically, we just need an ancient combo and then 1 more attack on top of that. And we're guaranteed to have 3
at
memory.
Least 3. Yeah.
Which is doable.
Okay, so Nice will be scooping. Yeah, nice scoops.
Oh, double ancient in security. That's why we couldn't find a second one. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I actually unironically still tried to find a space for that new Lobomon that searches your security for ancient and hybrid. Just because having 2 locked away in security like that, you're just searching forever.
Absolutely. No, I understand. Everyone always will ask me why I play TK in the Talmud loop list. I'm like, well, it's because it searches security. If your pieces are locked in security, you kind of just lose the game. So I think for decks, especially like ancient, where you have to find at least 1 of all 3 of your pieces.
Yeah, and having 2 locked away, if there's 2 locked away in there, it's just devastating. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's absolutely awful.
Which honestly like makes me want to like maybe I need to start putting Zoe back in. I used to love putting the hacker judge in there so you can kind of do some tricky like swing my ancient end of turn, bring out the hacker judge, delete my ancient, get a second tamer, 1 tamer becomes 2 kind of tomfoolery. I really loved that, but
no, I played Zoe in purple hybrid list for a long time when I was playing like the
the Amber version or
the Amber version. The new Digimon stuff. I think that surprisingly really good tamer. I didn't understand how good it was until I started playing with it. I'm like, oh wow, this is so nice. The inheritable doesn't matter too much, but just the ability to like look in your security for your hybrid is really good.
No, it's so good. I wish they found more ways for that to be Yellow's advantage. than what Patamon's doing, because I still am on like ban Patamon bandwagon. Like I know there's not a yellow deck right now that's like super relevant. You can argue 3 Great Angels, which
you're preaching to the choir right now, brother. Okay, I'm all for hitting like these rookies that give you like 2 to 3 plus memory.
Bro, this thing's 5. He's 5 memory.
It's so gross.
Oh my God.
It's so gross, dude. It's
He's
absolutely
so
disgusting. And like the argument is like, oh well, like it's near security, so like if you get unlucky, it's not in there. It's like, okay, but
okay, if you get unlucky, you're a normal deck.
Yeah,
like,
but you're building statistically speaking to consistently do it, as well as they have ways to cheat cards into their security, so that way it's not even like a
TK's at 1. TK's at 1.
Yeah.
Breathe, chill.
Okay,
leave him alone, bro.
True. You're right. That's not me.
That's on you. Yeah, that's crazy.
Speaking of rookies that I want to see gone, though, the BT14 Lugamon should be taken out back. In my opinion.
Oh, you think it's 14 Luga? That's a different.
It's either that or the egg.
Really? Okay.
One of the two has to go.
So for me, I would say in all the things I've heard and all this discussion I've had over the months, it's either it's the egg, either it's just straight up the level 7. Let's just straight up kill the deck, right? Or it's the 5. This is one of the first times I'm hearing the Lugamon should get hit. Honestly, you think it's you think the Lugamon takes precedent over like the level 5 example?
Here's my reasoning for the Luga. Okay, I understand the level 5 hit because it makes it so the deck can only swing like realistically 1 time, which is fair. But it doesn't stop them from going into their combo as quickly as they typically do. With the BT14 Luga, it's I think the most optimal way for them to cheat out the tamer, whereas otherwise they have to hard play it or find other ways to like cycle it using like the option card, like the 9 wolves or the super one. I can't remember the full name of it.
Yeah.
But the Luga cheats out the tamer, so it's like a +3, +4 memory right there already if you're cheating out one of the bigger ones. But it also gives you a memory for doing it, and then it also has the inheritable that whenever you play something out, which at the end of your turn, if you evote on top of it once, it gives you another memory on top of that as well. It's just a disgusting amount of memory for a rookie to be giving you.
No, I can see that. I can agree with that. My only counter argument with that is I don't think I like, as much as I like good setup cards, I feel like that doesn't stop. It just slows them down a turn. It doesn't stop them from the thing that people get upset about, right? And so for me,
but I mean, like, it stops them from doing like the turn 2 lethal, which I think.
For sure.
The deck does.
I guess that's fair.
If as like a whole,
if it's too early, then that's people's complaint, right?
Yeah. Like, because I think big combos, I think people really enjoy at least looking at. But when it's too good and they have to see it like consistently happen to them, especially when there's like it feels like there's no counterplay they can do. It feels bad. But whenever like combo deck can get like rushed down by like red or purple hybrid or like by ancient Gurumon here, I think people feel a lot less bad about it being in the format. So having to play out your tamers for their cost rather than being able to just get it for plussing a memory, I think people will feel less bad about that. Especially because it gets it from trash too, so they can just analog.
That is the craziest part.
Like,
it's
so gross. Because
you compare it to like the Dorumon and Kosuke, right? Not only do we only have one Kosuke, the Dorumon only does it from hand, so you're just like, what the f?
Yeah. It's quite really just like the best version of it.
I like the idea that like the combo isn't the problem, it's how soon they get it. I'm still of the boat of like, I think if we power down the combo, that's why I always suggest the level 5, because the level 5 is really what I guess it's both Luga and the level 5 that really allow the combo to happen turn 2, right? Because Luga gets the tamer, and then the level 5 is the double pitch you need. Because if you don't have that double pitch, you're not actually going full combo on turn 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what chat said. Blue Eye Starter is so good. The Fiendsmiths, what's memory? Opening 1 TK means you get an option of a 6th card out of the top 10, so that makes sense. But Pata can whiff, your Pata can whiff, and that's a skill issue.
True.
I mean, I agree, bro. Like, I don't know. I try to look at like the floor and ceilings of a card, and when Patamon, the floor is my Patamon whiffed, so I'm a normal rookie now. I just don't see that as a bad enough floor to justify like the +5 memory high end, right? You're building to minimize that. You're building to minimize the Patamon whiffing. Yeah, that's fair, Greenhill. Manny Gill says, nah, the issue is Takamika. Gaining memory doesn't matter if you can go 10 memory and set itself to 3 regardless. That's fair. I see the counter argument to the little Gamon hit. That's why, like, to me, like, I'm not gonna advocate hitting the level 7 because that just kills the deck, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually in favor. I actually like the idea of Lugamon hitting Lugamon more than I like hitting the 7 or the rookie or the Digibubble, because the Digibubble, I don't think it does what people think it's gonna do by hitting the Digibubble. Like they're still going. I have comboed with 2 tamers and just the 9 castles on board. Like you do not need that egg to do the gross things that people get upset about when they think about Fenrir Lugumon.
That's true. Yeah, I think the egg allows you to do it
Turn 2.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have to think as hard or have all the pieces available to you. But I think if a person is very like cognizant of what they're doing, the egg is not the limiting factor for most players.
Yeah. And here, Nice goes into the new level 4, which I'm a fan of. Even in BT14 for Fenrir Lugumon, I was.
What does it do?
So it is essentially in BT14 we had Fangmon. Fangmon said when attacking on play, pitch a card, take any dark animal back to hand. The Fenrir, this one is on play when digivolving. Same thing, pitch a card, take any SOC or Seeker back. So you just instantly recycle any piece you need, and that was one of the best parts of Fangmon. And this guy can be played off of. It's literally just the Fangmon, just costs 6 instead of 4 or whatever. And it's on when digivolve and not when attacking, which was a downside to the Fangmon.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it looks like we might have full combo. Looks depends on if we.
I will say this is where the egg does shine.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have his pieces, and he was able to hard play that on pass turn, search a little bit deeper, and because of that pitches, that does trigger the Valmon, allowing him to find and do the full combo, which is where the egg gets a little gross. But I mean, he does end up finding it, pops the board, and this will be.
This is an OTK because we're at 6 security right now. From
he has 6. True, he did go into the Zephyr, so this will be, I think, 5 security checks at most.
Right.
I don't think he's threatened by lethal next turn though, so the only limiting factor would be him trying to figure out how to do a second Takami Kazuchi here.
We're gonna go into hell instead. What will this get done? What will this accomplish? We're going to.
Well, it's gonna trigger 3 analog use, so he'll be able to keep turn with it at least.
Yeah.
He's drawing for more pieces. I wonder if he's trying to find a way to go into a second Take to try and kill this turn. But I think it'll be difficult, even though he has the new tamer, so it makes it a lot less difficult to do.
He doesn't have any memory gain under the Takamika as well, right? Like this is all the new level 4, the new level 3, and so we got no memory gain here. So we will attack. This will be trash 1, heal 1,
recover 1. Yep. Okay.
So that's the trash, straight to the trash. It's the Lobomon.
Lobo,
analog use.
Analog,
nice.
Not bad.
Ice wall to the grave. Oh, but Kendo, that's nice considering we have the promo Lobomon in the back. Could have been the piece we're missing.
Yeah, but no tamer, unfortunately. We do really want to hit 1 in security here. I think that will be a game changer for us.
Oh, 2 Lobomons in security after we searched with the searching Lobomon. Oh, that's rough. Okay. Or maybe we didn't do that. Man, that was this game where we searched with the healing Lobomon, I believe.
He didn't trash his security. That's why. Okay, I was confused for a second.
All right, Kendo. Swing, Kendo. I think you got to draw now, right? Yeah, just do the draw now. When attacking, play a tamer. Is that the rookie we have? I believe. Oh no, we're not gonna proc that. Okay, going to Lobo. Wow. So we've gone through 3 Lobos already. That's a scary situation.
A little scary. Yeah, we play the option for some amount of recovery, but it's a bit of a tempo loss, unfortunately.
No ancient? Oh, no way. We can still
3 Lobos in security, no ancient is actually kind of wild.
Yeah, we could have potentially gotten another draw. If we had the Straw, maybe we just don't have the blue tamer to make this all work out. Oh, do we have it? Do we? I hope we have it.
He's debating it for sure.
I think you have to, right? Like you can't.
I mean, if you don't commit here, then I think you lose the game no matter what. You're still in a bad position, unfortunately, just because they have the boy in the back. But okay, so we were place tamer out.
That's not how this works, but I think we could give it to him maybe.
I don't think this will be the deciding factor for sure, unfortunately.
Because I think once you go to the Lobo, the priority is Lobo has to Digivolve. You can't go back to a win attacking effect until
and
Lobo
then Digivolve.
Yeah, but now we can draw off the Wanya. I don't know if he did that.
Oh, true. I don't think he did. So it evens out. It evens out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He does hit the scramble on security, which
That's
is
painful. That's gonna bring
also
out.
disgusting. Yeah, gets the searcher.
Mm-hmm. So we were debating on if we wanted to play the Koichi that time, which we played it for 2, which used up some of our memory, but does get a tamer on board at least.
Yeah, I think we're just looking for a way to pass turn with the Lobos. That way we could proc the analog and keep it.
Mm-hmm. But now we have Mem Setter on the other side, so we definitely want to be using analog youth here. I feel we're gonna grab Lobo, grab Koji. Koji. It makes sense considering.
I wonder what Nice's tamer ratios are at. 'Cause I know he plays at least like 2 to 3 of the new tamer. So I'm curious where he falls with the other.
I think most people have kind of fell under like a total of 6 AG named tamers in general. So I can imagine a world where like we're on like 3-2, where 3 being the new one, because the new one does allow for some really good plays in combination with the Kazuchi, and then the other one being a memory setter. Just, memory setter is nice.
Okay. We'll be using the option to get back the ancient and just go right into it for another 2 memories. So putting our opponent to 4, dealing that extra security pop there, keeping the ancient out, threatens
now we got lethal
ace
in our
play,
hands.
but yeah, it does threaten an ace play, which is nice. But I mean, realistically, it'll be dead before you could ever proc that.
Yeah.
Cheat out the tamer, get an extra memory. I mean, if Nice has it, I mean, I don't see any way. I think with as many
cards in hand, they surely should just have it.
I see no way that the ancient Gurumon player survives this, unfortunately.
No, yeah, we needed like a two bodies on the board, maybe 2 ancients somehow. Not that was way too feasible. Looks like, yep, there's the 6, there's the 7, and we already know Kazuchi's under there due to getting removed earlier.
Yep, this should just be game. Maybe I'm trying to think. There was no realistic way of doing it because the new Kazuchi recovers. I was thinking maybe if you get out like a smaller body, you could try and prevent the level 5 from playing out one of their level 4s.
Yeah, but at 3 security, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, it doesn't, unfortunately. Takami Kazuchi does Takami Kazuchi things. Though Nice has forgotten before when playing against me where the memory's at, and it's constantly game. So let's see if he remembers the one attacking effect.
I think I watched one of those games where
I think you did.
He misinterpreted where his memory was at, and then just had to give it up because he couldn't get the unsuspend.
We do get the tamer out, so if we do somehow miraculously make it the next turn, we're in a good spot. We can probably kill from 3 or 4 memory.
I love that Beowulf. I wish that Beowulf evoed for a normal level 5 cost. Breaks my heart every time I see it. Eagle says, Yu-Gi-Oh players, I feel, always want to hit engine starter cards like Ukamon, Galaxy Engine, Nume Engine, etc. That's fair.
That makes sense. Yeah, make the cool combo deck still be able to do things. Just make it bad. Just make it bad so we don't play it anymore.
I'm so the opposite. I want you to be able to do your combo every turn. I just don't want your combo every turn to mean you win the game every turn.
That's fair as well. Like it's a valid direction.
You're so right. I'm an Uko heater. Oh, right. The new starters are now fully revealed. What do we think about the adventure as a deck? I'm excited. It doesn't come off to me as broken yet. I definitely still have to play around with how the new adventure stuff works, but I definitely see like the 6s aren't like this overall powerhouse of the cell we were hoping for, but they do a lot. Like the War Gray giving protection is really useful, or rather War Gray protection is obviously really useful, and then being able to delete 2 things potentially on a single turn, even if it is the lowest DP thing on your opponent's board, being able to do 2 instead of 1 definitely makes it harder for your opponent to play around that effect. And then the Melga says play a level 4 and then delete anything, but up the level threshold of what you can delete for every 2 colors of your tamers. So if you have 4 colors of tamers, you can delete up to level 6 and then 3, 7, which actually kind of gets tricky if you actually follow the colors of all the tamer cards or of all the adventure cards. you actually need 4 tamers to get 6 colors because of the way they distributed the colors. There's a couple that overlap really annoyingly. Like the only way to get red is with Sora, but Sora shares yellow with TK. With TK is the only way to get purple because it's with Matt. So like there's this weird bleh in there.
Yeah, I think the adventure stuff is really cool in like a design perspective, just because it reminds me a little bit of like Hunters in the way that they were a multicolored deck that also required you to like have different color tamers to like get things done, and I like they all play very well synergistically together. I'm a little sad that some of the effects are so restrictive to the new typing, like some of like the Grudamon and Bertramon stuff being so restricted to the adventure trait.
The Angel Woman, almost all of them. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it if like the deck's fun and good and relevant. Like if to me, like if a deck's not even tier 2, why did Bandai even print it? Is kind of like a harsh reality I kind of live in.
So real, so real. If it's not meta, why even play it? I don't understand. Machine Drum who?
No, well, I mean, Machine Drum was relevant sometimes, you know, like.
I feel like you're coping a little bit, but I respect it nonetheless. It was as a Hunters player, I always looked at Machine Drum and shrugged a little bit. I was like, okay.
That was cute. Thanks for making your immune boss monster. Oh, was that a tamer I checked in security? Oh, that is absolutely delightful.
Tamer in security was devastating. Absolutely devastating. But no, I think the adventure stuff is really cool. I think that if it's good, people are probably gonna get tired of it just because it feels like
it's the same
even
50
like
cards.
So many different colors. Yeah, it's like we have such a limited card space to actually interact with what we're going to be doing. But nonetheless, I think it's nice. I think it's nice that we're playing Homage again for the 8th time to adventure. You know.
Yeah.
Can't wait for 2 sets from now where we have another adventure lineup where we can kind of soy and bat chess about it again. That'll be really fun. Meanwhile, Hunters hasn't had support since like I think it was BT13. Disrespectful, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the new support is like
it doesn't play very well with the stuff that's going on. But
there's interesting things there. Like everyone was like, "Oh wow, the rookie," and I'm like, "But the rookie plays for 3. All our rookies right now in Hunters play for 2, and we love the hell out of that. So probably not playing the new rookie." I will, and then like the new level 4 plays tamers. Our level 4s already played our tamers in exactly the same way. Next.
Yep.
The level 5 raid and being able to attack into something and only getting the like double attack once is going to be interesting, but just having that new way to remove something might be valuable. And just the second boss monster is something the deck's been needing. So there's that. So it really comes down to I like the new tamer. The new option is pretty decent. Really nice. And then like so those are the best 2 cards to come out of the support, and then the 5 is probably playable just because we have a lack of other. I mean,
of good 5s.
Of good.
I mean, you had Ostamon, I think was what it was called.
We had Omni Shout. Omni Shout was good.
True.
And had its
Omni
place.
Shout was pretty solid, yeah.
But I think Raid is kind of a good, like just kind of good, right? Like we adding that to the repertoire is just not bad.
I'm curious how good the new Omni Shouts would have been for Hunters currently. I haven't.
They're pretty restrictive. They've lately been restrictive to like having the cross heart trait and not necessarily save. Yeah,
that's so devastating. Gosh, Bandai hates it when we use our cards as they don't intend. I don't know why. It's so sad.
Yeah, well, I mean, then you get things like Apocalypse playing Velgramon. And
yeah, isn't that cool, guys?
I don't know about that. Oh, wait, hold up.
Do you not love Mother Shadow as much as I do? Okay, I played Dark Masters Mother Shadow like.
I bet you did, Talbot player. I want to.
It's good, okay? Trust me, it's good. I'll never forgive myself because back in the day, I used to play a lot of. I think it was right before the dual set came out.
Right.
And this is back when you were doing consistently the Ultimate Cup and regional reviews for like top 16. I tried so hard to top 16 with Dark Masters. Like a pure Dark Masters list with like Mother Shoto and like aces and stuff.
Okay.
And the best I could do was 17th place in Ultimate Cup. I wanted to die. I was so sad.
Was that the bubble? That must have been the bubble, right?
I did bubble. Yep. The Leviathan player I beat got 16th place, and he was like, "Ah, my opponent's scores were just better than you." And I'm like, "That's true. I'm so sad." That's what it is.
That bites. And we got a board here from.
Yeah, the hybrid player has gone wide, which is something you don't see very normally. And it feels like nice not seeing a lot of his deck yet. We only have 2 cards in trash, a tamer out, and a
Are we going
rookie in the
into
back.
ancient? I feel like
There's not much to bounce here.
Can we
You don't
even...
get to keep turn either.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like we can't go into ancient. We could have maybe... It might have been better to digivolve... Alright, maybe we start, like, looking into it, but it might have been better to digivolve the Lobomon into Kendo. That would have saved us 1 memory over the 2 it costs to digivolve over the tamer. And then we could have full comboed, stayed on board. Wait, right? Because that would have been... Instead of 2, we would have been at 3, right? So then from there, being at 2 versus being at 3 means full ancient combo gets us full ancient combo gets us to 0. You swing out with the rest. Oh, we don't have a blue tamer for the Wynamon, so we don't have a way to draw. That's the problem.
Well, we had a blue tamer underneath the level 4. I think it's the Lobo there. The promo.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I think if we just swung out with the Uko and the Strabi, get the extra draws, put them on 0 security, even if we don't do like a huge combo, I'm still feeling really good about my position. Especially if everything dies too. I think the new tamer requires your opponent to have a Digimon to get an extra memory as well.
Looks like we just gained the memory from the Koichi inheritable, but the Koichi inheritable would have already triggered. So we're just getting it back when we should have. It's a mandatory effect. Once the second the Kendo draws you a card, you gain that memory. All right, Strabi, draw another card. There's the level 7. And yeah, no, not having full ancient combo kind of bit us here, I guess. Did you evolve into Jet Sylphie, heal to 6?
Yeah, I think that if we can just pass him for as little memory as possible, 2 memory, I honestly wouldn't even gone to the Jet Sylphie. I would have just hard played the analog if I had it in hand. So maybe he drew off the top. Put my opponent to 1, they gain 1 off of the Tamer inherit, or the Tamer just because we have a Digimon, and then from there, our opponent just has to have it. And if they don't, they lose. And even if they do have it, Nice has to have like the ace in hand as a way of defending himself.
Right, because we can't go for game from 6 security, and we can't get the double trash because we would only heal. No, we do get the double trash now because of the new Kazuchimon, which is something nice. Putting them to 0 doesn't stop them from full TK.
Yeah, but the Tamer, the inherits don't actually give blocker on that one. They give barrier, piercing, and alliance. So there's not actually a way for us to leverage the Take as a defensive thing. And Nice can have to think on this one for a little bit. I'm not seeing the line, but I mean, if anyone can, I think Nice could. So.
Just depends on what. We just haven't had time, right?
Yeah.
We've only played literally a Lugamon. Maybe we got one like Ukamon search out. I might have missed that.
I mean, yeah, I looked away for like maybe 5 minutes, and I look back.
Ancient had
what
4 bodies.
He's got like 4 bodies on field. I'm like, I don't know what happened, but this feels like a wash.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. The new Lugamon kind of showing its weaknesses here too, because there's no memory to be gained, so you can't do some like shenanigans.
Yeah, he's looking at trash. We do have the Baumon, so technically we can at least go into the line if we have the pieces available to us, but
we have the level 7 in trash, so half the major work is done.
Yeah.
We have the Tamer, which the Tamer, in your playtesting, has it come up the fact that the Tamer can't mind link just freely like we're used to, as we've seen so far? Like it has to be when you Digivolve or play a Digimon by effect, or play a Digimon.
Well, it hasn't yet, but I think against Howloop it makes things a little bit more difficult, because what you want to do is like hard play like the level 7 and stuff, and if you're under a 10k DP minus to your board, it makes it really hard to play out your level 5 for that effect, because it just dies. However, we did see, I think Nice was trying to go for it, because the way you'd set it up is you would get a Helluga into play, which we saw that he ended up doing, and then you would be able to play out the level 5 just as a hard play for 7.
Yeah.
When you would go to pass turn, the Helluga pops itself, the Tamer goes underneath the level 5 that you just played. Its effect triggers because you have that Tamer, you Digivolve into the Fenrir in the trash. Fenrir plays out the Kazuchi, you go to Take, you bring back the memory to 2 for yourself after recovering 1, and then you can start swinging him in the second Take. So it lets you do
some interesting
extra
stuff,
Take a lot easier, but
I was telling people, no, I agree with you, because I was telling people it's actually like, it actually added baby wheels to Fenrir a little bit, because a common misplay for a Fenrir player would definitely be like, you have the tamer on board and then you promote your stack or whatever and you start digivolving, but you didn't put the tamer under. You didn't activate that effect. So then it's like, oh, let me put the tamer under now. Like, nah, homie, you missed it.
Yep.
Right? But
Absolutely.
now it's...
It does let you cheat it, for
it
sure.
does, now it's like, oh, I digivolved. I can still put it under. Like, I'm allowed to do this mid effect.
I'm curious, I don't remember if it works with the Fenrir. Let me go check the wording on, let's see, when digivolving. So it's not an on-play effect either, so yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that, unfortunately.
Alright, so we do have full combo from Fenrir Lugamon.
Yeah, this will be, we're threatening 5 check currently, but our opponent will still have a security left because of the Zephyr, and I don't know.
Oh, this passes turn. Oh, but the doesn't matter. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, the Take technically triggers. It's up to him if. I'm assuming he's gonna do it. Passing your opponent to 6 with 0 security, I'm not sure is optimal. But I think he has to. If Nice is still on the ace, I think the only remaining play is like hard playing a level 6 or just evolving the level 4 up to the Kazuchi, because it does have Fortitude, so it adds some amount of insulation.
Right. Fortitude
is just a bad keyword, unfortunately, so you can still bounce it to hand, which is the one thing that we can't play around against the deck that bounces things to hand.
Makes sense. So,
Fenrir player, it's making time.
Risu, the Fenrir player, it's making time. Alright, we'll trash 1, heal 1. That's our level 7, or that's our level 6 in trash. We won't Alliance, okay.
Alliance. Okay.
1 check. Oh, that was the trash, and this is the unsuspect. Okay.
Tooch. Oh, that was the trash and the unsuspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to follow because they can heal 1 now. Yeah.
It makes things a little bit weirder, but
we gained a memory. Where did we gain a memory? Oh, do we have with the level? We have the old level 4.
Gotcha.
The 17.
It's hard to tell them apart these days because they're both red purple, and
I agree with that.
Yeah. He's still looking for a way to pass with exactly 3 and not die, and I'm personally not seeing it, so I'm curious if he can find it. Let's see, does he have? He does have the good level 4 for trying to keep turn, so he can keep Digivolve for.
Just gonna pass. Play the
amount. Okay. He'd gain back 1, then he would just pass turn again, so it doesn't really matter too much. Take will still be out, but there's no level 8 aces.
Swing, draw a card. We don't have blocker on. Interesting. We chose to do it this way. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the Kazuchi still recovers, so this essentially is just like trying to eat that out. And then we will do the, I'm assuming, play onto the Tamer. If we can go into Ancient, it's just game here.
It is just game there because we did give up the blocker.
Maybe he's missing it, so he needed to get the extra check for the Wanya draw. 2, does he have it in hand?
Draw, gain a memory. Show me combo, please. You didn't have it the first time. Hopefully we have it the second time.
See the Lobo. Wait, can he? He does have the Lobo in inherits. Or mind,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, he doesn't have Tamer though.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Bounce, swing for game, and yeah, that's it.
No, that's it. How much time we got left in the round? Jeez.
Let's see. I don't have it pulled up.
I didn't either. Got that refresh. Pairings. We got 5 minutes left in the round. I'm just gonna put that on the screen now since I'm late on it. But I did want to advertise some stuff, so we will do that in a second.
Go ahead, chill. Do your thing, King.
We'll start with what you guys are watching at all time. New Tamer doesn't give blocker, right? Oh, I keep forgetting about that. Sorry.
Yeah. Also, even if it did, I think that Tamers inherit whenever you draw a card. Is that the one that prevents you from being redirected?
No, that was the jamming one. The one on board.
That was the jamming one. Okay,
yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
All right. You guys are watching Eagles Nest every Monday, every Thursday, 7:30 Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can catch us here. Screens on the everything's on the screen and in the description below. Discord. If you guys have any questions for me, please don't make those questions for me. Please just go to the Discord and ask them there, because it's so much easier for me, I promise. And you'll get more accurate information, and I don't have to guess. That's just infinitely everything better. But it's Thursday. We have a special guest today. We have Marshmallow Ruffian. We got he's a streamer for the most part, but loves competing in these Eagles Nests and other online events. You want to sell yourself out real quick?
Yeah, I participate in Eagles pretty consistently. I've participated in like Gaia Force Gaming tournaments before. My best is like I think it was a top 8 at Ultimate Cup. I'm somewhat decent at the game. I play a lot of card games in general. And I like really weird decks. I locked myself into Dark Masters for like 6 months, which is a mistake. So I'm finally free of that and playing something that's good, like Tau Loop and Fair.
That's fair.
So if you're interested in that, check me out at some point. I also post videos about the content I do and some fun stuff every once in a while. So if you're interested, yeah, check me out.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like the cool part about you is because like the only thing, like the thing that made me realize you stream is because I don't really go on Twitch anymore, sadly. Is the section on Limitless, because you actually link your Twitch to your Limitless. So anytime you're streaming, it'll tell us that you're streaming the tournament, or at least your run. And I'm like, every time that catches me off guard, and I'm like, oh, I make sure to plug him. But other stuff we got to talk about is the slideshows. You guys, I love my slideshows. Here, did you guys love our action on Mondays and Thursdays? But there is also a tournament that happens Wednesday and Friday, hosted by Varney and his team. DigiGuard United team loves to host their own weekly webcam tournaments at 7 p.m. Eastern. Check them out. Just look up their channel, DigiGuard United, and you should be able to quickly dive into seeing where and when they or how to even sign up would be the best way to explain it. So ask them, figure their lives out. But with them plus us, we almost have the entire week covered, which is kind of sick. Then the next thing is you guys love us at Eagles Nest. Everything we do, the team here does host great tournaments, and we're going to continue that effort into Gundam. And we got early Gundam events with the beta event. Proxy is always allowed here at Eagles Nest. Have to be pictured proxies for this stuff though, because the card game's a little too new. But we're calling it the weekly war locals, where war for win a resource, everybody. Where
wow.
It's so good. I love it. It's where you can either win first place, either can take the EX Resource, which is the I always forget her name, but it's the girl, you see her right there, or the Heero Yuuy main resource, and add those to your collection. These are going to be the early resources you can get for the game in terms of alt arts. If you guys play One Piece, you guys know how Dawn is. And
so the Dawn for One Piece. Gotcha.
Exactly. Okay. It's basically exactly it, except like if you touch Dragon Ball at all, you know how they have the energy marker. The EX Resource is the same thing as an energy marker in the game.
Gotcha.
So, okay. And then one more thing, or two more things. We got DigiDane asked a bunch of content. Everyone's always asking about, the Digimon doesn't have as diverse of a content pool as Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, which. I say the Pokemon content right now is watching grown men beat each other up in front of vending machines, which is cringe, honestly. And two,
each their own, each their own.
Yeah, exactly. And then Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh's just got a lot of personalities, man, and they just have the show base behind it. But DigiDane from the land down under in the Oceania region has asked a bunch of us to participate in a Digivice format video series. So the first episode is out. Please check it out. And if you guys are just interested in fun stuff, the rules for the tournament were like, we're not allowed to use level 6s or level 7s in our deck building, which is really fun. And then the last thing is, I got asked to help sponsor or help give eyes or stream the event for a fun Puerto Rico versus South Texas mini tournament that was it Shinsengumi or Shinsengumi? Yeah, Shinsengumi Gaming is hosting alongside Team Rookies in Spanish. So you guys want to check them out? Yeah, just check them out. I do have an advert for the teams, so I'm going to share one of them right now while the players are still getting situated. And while you guys are watching that, I'll figure out what table we're going to be playing in.
If you don't have one in mind, might I make a suggestion?
Oh, yeah. Let me send it over first.
shine, a bond is born, so divine through the storms. The trials we face, we find our strength in this digital space. The digital tides may rise and fall, but side by side we'll conquer all. No foe to
And we're back. Wasn't that sick? Like, I don't know. They sent me those videos and I was like, bro, I'm definitely sharing these. Like, ain't no
That
shot.
was cool. I like it. I like it because it's a little camp too. Of just like, I like their names.
Did you hear the
and everything in
music?
there.
Do you get to hear the music on your end?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's funny. Because I don't get to hear the music. Like,
Yeah. I turned on the stream just for. I turned on the stream music just for it.
Hey, is Discord down? Soy Marcos, no.
Not for me personally. It's
Everyone seems to be playing just fine, Marcos, but definitely ping a judge if you're having issues getting to your table. But we seem fine here on our end. Let me get the timer going. But yeah, Michael Lafayette, or Lafayette. Do you know how to properly say that? It's been bugging me forever, and I don't have the balls to ask him.
I don't know, dude. All right, don't ask me.
All right, Lafayette. I'm gonna say Lafayette then.
All right, that's fine.
And then
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. I'm sometimes right. It helps. All right, we got 4:06:55 on the clock, and our players are just about to start. Exciting. Michael's always on Imperial. We'll see if we actually he's not playing Imperial, but my guess is probably playing Imperial.
Yeah, my guess is that as well. His opponent looks to be on Bloom or like Leopard of some kind, probably. Or
is it Tyrant? Is
it Tyrant?
Oh,
I haven't seen Tyrant in ages. Holy, hold on.
Tyrant's pretty sick with it, especially. I still think Zafaga. I know everyone's opening 2.5 boxes and everyone's like, oh, it's Omnimon X or bust. I don't know, dude. Zafaga Ace is such a sleeper hit, man. I genuinely believe in that card, and every format is going to be good somehow. It just takes a good enough green deck, man. Or Zafaga deck.
Of people who play Dark Masters play the Medieval Gallant at 4 because it's like one of the best searchable cards in the deck. And the fact that Zafaga Ace is a way that you can also ace on top of it because it digivolves on top of Vortex Warriors for I think it's 1 or 2 is very funny as a defensive play. I think the Zafaga Ace is definitely something that's slept on.
Yeah.
Especially with the structure deck card that's immune to Digimon effects as well. I think it's a really strong utility piece in the list.
No, I definitely. That's where I sit at with it right now. Like, if you're ever considering to play green, I think you need to pick up your Zafaga Aces before you're sitting across the screen from a Mario video telling you should have picked this up because you predicted it 10 years ago. Or
Absolutely. Listen, as someone who experienced that recently with Shadramon, I understand.
I'm sorry, man.
What that happened to you. It's okay.
He's expensive.
I saw it like I think it was like $25 or $30, and I was like, this is way too pricey. I'm gonna wait.
It'll go down
for it to come down, and then it pumped in like the next 2 weeks to $90, and I was like, well, I'm never gonna play this deck, so that's okay. I'll just accept.
That's fine. Taloop counters that deck for the most part anyway. Well,
it's true. It's
whoever sees their junk first, right? Whoever can play their game first kind of wins that matchup.
The upside is once they find their pieces, they typically can't kill me in a single turn. But if I find my pieces, they never get to play the game again.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think usually get 1 turn cushion compared to them, and testing against Tessero, I think has led me to believe that deck has a real rough time against Taloop, unfortunately.
Oh, absolutely. But man, Tyrant, I'm so excited.
This game so quickly with Pure Shoto and Grand Gill. Yes, that second effect of Shoto is always something that I forget whenever I'm not playing the Vortex stuff. The ability to unsuspend and stuff is wild.
Yeah, and then you just Vortex again.
Yep. Absolutely true. Cheating, but true.
No, isn't it? I mean, you can attack for the turn and then unsuspend.
End of turn. Oh wait, attack for the turn and then unsuspend to do the Vortex.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Vortex, unsuspend, Vortex again. I was like, true, cheating, but true. I just do that. My opponent simply doesn't know.
Oh, all right. No. We were trying to follow the rules. I promise. Oh, geez.
Oh, true.
Oh, we're gonna play Medieval. Just speaking of Zafaga Ace.
I mean, it's at least a green deck that's playing Medieval, so it kind of is in theme.
And this put our opponent to how much memory? Only 1 or is this
Only-
6? It's hard to read the
It's gonna
memory.
be a
It is
6.
6, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we should be able to. Oh no, we only vortexed into 1. Interesting. Would you have? All right, so you clearly had the decision there to pop 1, attack into the other. Would you have attacked into the? Would you have just tried to get rid of the 1 that was gonna go back to hand anyway, and leave the 1 on board? Like what's the
I think
play?
it all
there for
comes
you?
down to what Michael's hand size is at. Because if I think he has the combo in already, I'm gonna just try and make it so that way he can do as little as possible by attacking the 1 that doesn't go back. But if I don't think he has it in hand, I'll probably pick the 1 that is gonna go back to try and cut off as much searching power as possible.
Oh, that's a good way to think about it.
Yeah. So if Michael's hand was already pretty large, which I think it kind of was, I think it searched at least twice, searching at 3rd time now. Maybe he valued that. Though I think I probably would have gone for the 1 that bounced back, just for the fact that he didn't go into a Pyldramon last turn and ended with a level 4. So I figured probably doesn't have it.
That's a good way to think about it. My theory was like, if you give him back, you guarantee give him the extra search this turn, right? So it kind of helps. Like Michael ended up having the extra worm on regardless, but
I mean, it cuts him off of an extra search, which I think is always like a good thing against Imperial. If they can't find their pieces, you're in a pretty good spot. And maybe like that last search was exactly what he needed. So he needed to search exactly 2 times to find everything. Whereas in the scenario where we stop the 1 that's gonna bounce back, he only gets 1 search and can't find his pieces, and then kind of dies from there. But I get the mentality, the idea of like, oh, I have Medieval out, so I want to try and get as much value out of it as can, put him as little resources on field as possible.
So we're gonna attack into security, get a Palmumon one more time. So no Safaga Ace, because we would have probably done that by now. Oh wait, no, we would have to do it now because that's the only time we have 2 suspended Digimon.
Yeah.
But we do just
not
let the attacks go.
I think ideal for our bug player here. Not finding our Izzies yet is really unfortunate because it's our best way of actually stopping the aggression coming out of the Imperial player. And with the Medieval being unable to unsuspend, we're gonna have to kind of hard play something. And even if we do, he does have Partition to kind of play around that.
Right. I mean, we do have double training with 2 memory. We still can go. We can still count to 6 and do some stuff there.
True.
Activate our own on-play effect of Medieval to try to get some shenanigans going as well.
Yeah. And with the Tyrant, I mean, even if we bounce back the, I think it's bottom decks the Pyldramon. If we play out a card with equal or more play cost, the Partition will trigger, and then the Medieval Gallant I think will trigger from there. Right. And we will be able to actually pop 1 of the level 4s, which is a efficient way of removing some of the stuff.
Right. Looks like we are
Medieval being twice per turn in green-red decks, I don't know if it makes it's seeing itself played justifiable, but beating Fortitude and Partition, it makes me happy. True. I do like cards that beat Partition.
Same.
He does go into I think it's the Metal Life Kuwaga there.
Metal Life Kuwaga, when Digivolving, you're going to give yourself plus 3k. We are going to... Oh, we're just going to... scramble.
Scramble into...
Is it Tyrant we're going into?
Yeah, it is Tyrant, yeah. It's a bit unfortunate. You always hate going into Tyrant for the full cost, but... I mean, you guys start doing some stuff for defending yourself. Still no Izzy, though, which is the scary part.
We're going to play Digimon for free, which is going to allow us to activate our own... It's going to allow us to activate our own Medieval to pop.
I think that also triggers the Tyrant to bottom deck something, so the order is on him to decide.
Well, we first have to... that's an end of turn effect. We're still resolving.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I think so. I could be wrong. But I think it's an end of turn effect to allow us to suspend ourselves and then... or suspend something and then bottom deck something.
You're right. Is you suspend something. My apologies. I get the...
No, you're good. Which here, like, we don't have... Like, in my mind, we don't have to activate the Medieval. It is a May effect. And I think we would rather just the Tyrant Kabuteri attacking into the Pyldramon.
Yeah, I think that you're probably right. I'm trying to think if there's any like punish there. They can affect your other boards with some of their aces and stuff, but
like then you just get the overflow, right? And that's
yeah.
because you're unaffected and you're plus whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we do have to play around, I think, a little bit because they do have the primogenitor in the back. So if they do ace, even if we would try to out them with the tyrant, they get the ace when digivolving, and then they can go into the level 7
Can
paladin.
prevent it. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
But I think that wouldn't be bad for us. They wouldn't have much to bottom deck, and I think the paladin is a lot less scary than, funnily enough, the level 5 Pyeldramon.
No, for sure. It slows down the game.
Yeah, but we do end up outing everything, which is, I think, a good outcome. I'm not going to complain about outing everything. Personally.
I guess we.
I know the pop gets the partition, and then the bottom deck from the Kaiser, or not the Kaiser, the Tyrant. I don't know what the last one died to, but I'm just going to trust that they both understand what happened there.
Yeah, I'm gonna, because I think we like Tyrant must have attacked into one of them, and then one got bottom deck. But
do you know what the card next to Medieval is?
That is Mega Kabuterimon. The promo has evade, and then if this card is suspended, not have any. Don't have.
Is unaffected.
Unaffected, yeah, it's the bug thing.
Okay. Specifically, opponent's Digimon, or that's the promo. The promo is this guy.
Is there something there's just got to be an effect that suspended one of the 4 so we can attack into it, and that's the part I'm not seeing, I guess.
I think bugs have an effect that lets them swing, right?
Yeah, it's the egg.
Oh, the egg. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We're gonna do 2 checks into security. We don't really have any form of game here.
That is, I think, one of the biggest problems with bugs is just that they're very slow when it comes to actually doing stuff. That's a great floodgate in this scenario, though.
That might just leave Michael out of this game.
Yeah, I think he really needs to promote. A Hammer Spark makes his life a lot easier, but I mean, with 2 Tamers, being able to suspend them with an Evo of 2, he can go. That's not the right rookie though for the end of turn Evo. Oh, but he has Evo for 1, so he gets 2 memory. So he can play out the Wormmon Evo into it for a Stigmon for 2, and then before he would pass turn, he can go into Pyeel.
Well, before he would pass turn, the Medieval would trigger, right?
Oh, true. You're right. I forgot the Medieval's on board. Wow, what a good card Medieval is. Yeah, Michael, I think, loses from this position.
Oh, yeah, I guess we didn't have another level 4, and then I guess we win. Oh no, we're threatening.
I mean, even if we did,
even
if we did, we hard play it, right? And then it gets popped by Medieval, and so it passes turn, and we can't do anything. So I think we're really just hoping that he doesn't have a way to keep turn and use Medieval Gallant, because this is the most obvious ace I think I've seen in the world.
Yeah.
Very projected.
Oh,
all right. Well, it's devastating. Oh, it's over. It's devastating.
There's no partition. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. So
I mean, he can use Primo here to save himself, kind of.
So you have to suspend something. So you suspended. No, you don't have to suspend something, but I would personally. I don't know what Michael's security is at. But
you should definitely suspend something on your side for sure, just because the primogenitor is the only thing that keeps him in the game, and you have 2 Medieval Gallant effects available to you. The first one with the Evolve, which will at least make him use the primogenitor to go into one of his Digimon.
So what, like suspend something simple like Pomu? If you suspend something simple like Pomu, you'll be able to immediately pop the guy here, and then that's the resolution of your win digivolving, and then we'll see where, like, just feel out if they go primo or not from there.
I also don't hate suspending the Tyrant here, just to give it its immunity effect and make it so that way.
That's fair. That's where it comes down to. I was saying, like, how much security does Michael have?
Yeah, I think it looks like 2 or 3. So, but he will use the Tyrant to bottom deck the guy,
and then we just pass turn.
It doesn't matter. Double Medieval Pomu is enough to kill you, so I'm just gonna wait until you have nothing anymore. And I think that's a fair play.
And
so
Michael scoops it up there.
Yeah. There's not much I think most decks can do against exactly that layout.
Yeah, double. That's so mean. Double Medieval is gross. Double altar too. This guy loves that. Like, he knew what he was getting. He knew what to get.
I mean, let's not go too far, okay? If he wanted to really share some love, he'd get the chase card, the SPs.
SPs
yeah,
are. I'll give people slack. The SPs is going too far, bro. Like, we got mortgage payments around here.
That's true, dude. If I saw someone with 4 SPs in their deck, I would scoop out of respect, personally. So, medieval being twice per
Like,
turn.
bro, you need this.
Yeah, true. Absolutely, they do want it more than I do. This online tournament means more to you than I can imagine, so I won't be taking it from you, King.
Those loans don't pay themselves. I get it.
I'm assuming Michael's gonna be going first here. He had a good start, I think. He did just, I think, lose. I mean, he had the tamer and everything. He was just missing the Pyldramons, so hopefully he can find those before.
Yeah, he just didn't. Well, like I think the final thing was he just didn't have Primo, or like something to like make Primo useful, maybe. Or I don't know. It's hard to say what really went. It's just double medieval cleared that wide board. So I guess instead of having that wide board, he needed his stuff earlier. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. The thing that I think really sealed the game was the turn where he promoted the rookie in the back, evoed into the Examon, and then just searched twice and wasn't able to actually go into the Pyldramon line, keeping turn and starting the aggression where he wanted to.
Yeah.
Because that's the turn that he ended up medievaling.
Yeah.
And from there, I think it was a
wrap.
Michael fighting from behind. Yeah. But hopefully we can see, Imperial do Imperial things this game. And if not, well, Tyrant's just the best deck in the format. What can I say? Medieval's best boss monster for bugs.
Medieval is best boss monster for bugs. And then you can run... We haven't seen Safaga yet, but I imagine we're running Safaga on this list. I can't see a world where
it's such cool tech. I think you have to be playing it.
And it's not like it's Archetype locked as well. You can just Digivolve into it. We're already Digivolving our other 6 for 6, right? Like, what's another one? Like, who cares?
And it's not even a bad card either. It's not like something that's meme worthy. I think it's still just by itself a good card. So.
Yeah, it doesn't push green over the edge because it's just green's just kind of missing like something, and I don't even know what that is anymore. Like maybe some consistency
mana
or
cheat.
something. Mana cheat. They already have that.
They have mana cheat, but like it's not like purple mana cheat. It's not like
That's
Imperial
fair.
mana cheat.
It's reduction, which is awkward. Yeah. I feel like it's the best green ace. Honestly, I kind of agree. Oh, there it is. We are playing Safaga.
That's nice. That's very nice. I'm glad that he is. I don't know if it's the best green ace. That's a hard slot to say, just because of the fact that the Mega Gargomon exists. And I think
Mega Gargo, Cherubi's up there too.
Cherubi is pretty solid as well.
It
is
Shiva's not bad,
contender.
especially if you're in the Archetype 4 Shiva.
The Grand Kawagamon also, I think, sees some play as like pretty solid tamer hate.
Right.
I know that we were playing that in Dark Masters as just like a play it for 7 against Imperial, delete the Kenan Davis.
Yeah.
That they just played out, but it's definitely up there for sure.
Alright, so we're just gonna hard play Vmon and Wormmon in the back. So, oh, Bugs is missing rookie here. That's unfortunate. And we train him for 1-2. We're just gonna pass with an Izzy. That's not great.
Yeah.
Actual removal instead of stun compared to Mega Gargo.
That's fair.
That's fair. In my mind, the Mega Gargo being blocker kind of always had like that removal, especially since it's mid attack. But I know what you're saying.
I will say I'm tired of them giving green level 5s the inherit of just like whenever you delete a Digimon on battle, trash security.
It just doesn't feel like it's doing enough for the color,
No,
right?
It
like,
does not. Yeah, it needs something more.
The color, the problem in the color is not aggression, right? It just doesn't. It doesn't feel like they need to win the game faster ever. It just they can't get there.
Yep. Feels like
Safaga Ace is also a blocker. Fair.
Oh, it is. I didn't even know that. Michael's explaining something to his opponent. I'm not sure. Seems like a pretty simple board state with Pyldramon, but perhaps. We see the Pomu in the back. Found his rookie now, which is good. He's not in a horrible position, but looking down a Pyldramon is always scary. It's 2 checks a turn every turn with a lot of draw coming from Michael's side.
Oh, Stingmon for 1, so we get to play cheap. We can choke to 1 this turn, and hopefully we don't lose. That's like our best play, but like we do like the deck does enjoy going into meta life on the turn they go into Tyrant, so they can have the increased DP.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Michael can kill here, so that's like the scariest part, because all he needs is the dragon mode that plays out the level 4s from the inherits or from the sources. We do see the hard plays of Aga Ace.
Oh wow. I'm not sure I agree with this play. I mean, it does suspend.
Suspend.
Isn't it for every 2 we bottom deck? Or but it doesn't unsuspend, I believe, and then we vortex into it. Oh, okay.
That does out it if he doesn't have the ace. If he does have the ace here, it is punishing. Oh, it's devastating. Oh, it's
that's rough.
That does bottom deck the guy. We overflow for a bit extra as well. We're at 10 memory with a fire mode on field. Well, this is not where you want to be.
This isn't awful. Like once they're at fighter mode, it's not as scary. Maybe that's a crazy statement.
It is only 1 check right now, I believe.
Yeah.
I think he unsuspends, so maybe 2 checks. But you can't go into the dragon mode, so Michael doesn't have lethal anymore.
You don't have like crazy combo, but I guess with 10 memory, you could just hard play everything and
yeah, you could still just go right into the guy. You just play both out for 4 DNA, go into the Bile, and then Digivolve. And if these are the level 4s that gain you the memory, you will have enough memory to do everything. But it looks like he doesn't have the pieces yet, so he's searching. That is the other fighter mode, the one that bottom decks your opponent's suspended Digimon, which is pretty solid. Not very good against this deck, unfortunately, because most of their stuff will be immune when they're suspended. But
it also gets too big, right? Like, because like that you usually run that one so you can like swing over mothers and stuff, depending on what your rookie lineup is. And it looks like they were exactly what I said was going to happen. We are going to Digivolve all the way up. As long as we have, there we go.
And that is one of the good level 4s, so he will be recouping 1 memory here. I don't believe this will let him kill this turn, though.
Not at 1 memory?
Yeah, he needs 2 memory and a primo to do it.
There's Scramble. Ooh, Scramble, get the Pomu. Scramble, get the... Oh, is Pomu too big?
Pomu is, I think, too big. I think it's 3k. Let me double check, though. Oh, it's not. It's only 2k. So he could have grabbed the Pomu.
Would you?
But Michael goes into medieval, so it ended up not mattering. I don't think medieval is super threatening into this deck.
Not super, like, not crazy. Not anything crazy for sure, but
we also have double Izzy, which is nice.
Absolutely.
Ooh, but I'm thinking medieval does have Alliance, so it is one of the few cards I think in Michael's deck that can actually get bigger than the Tyrant.
We're just gonna training into the Mega Kabuteri, which is something I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see the Mega Kabuteri last turn, just in the back. But oh well. Where do we go? Can we just Digivolve into Tyrant and swing big at something? I don't think we don't have any DP game. We really needed, like, the reason you would stay level 4 in the back is so you could promote and then go into like Meta Life. That would allow
get that bigger DP.
Exactly.
He's also threatening Paladin mode here because without that extra DP, I think Paladin does get a little bit bigger than where you're at right now.
Exactly.
Especially because he only has a Pomu as the rookie, so he's not even getting a little bit extra sauce there. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it needed to be Meta Life. Otherwise, it would have been better just to Digivolve here for. I mean, we could go into Tyrant, play our Blade Kuwagamon, and then, and then give the DP value to our Tyrant.
We're scrambling here. Do you know what level 6s they play? Obviously, they play medieval. Medieval wouldn't be awful here, but
into, you mean Tyrant?
Well, no. I'm saying for like the level 6s that you can like Digivolve the Tyrant on top of. Because I'm trying to think of a way maybe they like get rid of the Ace, get the overflow, keep turn, and then they can go into Tyrant for like a cheaper amount and try to do some stuff there.
They don't, not with the addition of medieval and Safaga, it gets really tough, right? They could have maybe gone Safaga or gone medieval to do some stuff there, but then you're in like a.
He doesn't have. Well, he does have Primo, so you can at least pop the Ace and then overflow 4 back to you. Because that's gonna be 2 suspended Digimon. It's a 11k, 14k DP threshold.
So we're gonna play the Shiva. So the fundamental question was what 6s would they play? They have like a collection of Hercules Kabuterimons that they sometimes play, including the Ace from Nature Spirits. But Shivamon is the primary like other one they run, and Shivamon on play will bottom deck here the Ace here, which I don't agree with. I feel like
the problem is that Medieval exists too, right? So it can pop the Shiva in return, and
we have to suspend something because we're not big enough to do it on our own.
We can spend one of our level 4s if we wanted to do it.
Yeah, that would be the big thing.
Yeah.
So this would double overflow. Oh, but now it's immune. Oh, we messed up. We messed up. We messed up.
Oh. Yeah, him keeping turn here is actually really bad for us now. That's awful.
Yeah, because now we can hard play the Blade Kuwaga, and that will. Oh wow, yeah. Because of that, we can hard play the Kuwaga,
True.
gain the DP, and then probably safely swing over Medieval itself with the end of turn from the baby, and from there, I mean, we could even do our own Medieval. There's a few things we could do here, and it gets really gross really quick.
The green play can't suspend anyway. Why wouldn't you do that? Yeah. Devastating. Getting them out of life here off the trading surge, passing to 1.
That's not good.
I think he's really afraid of Paladin mode.
And maybe we just don't have the Blade Kuwaga to gain DP. We are going to know, but this is a committed attack into the Medieval, which if we have...
That'll be 16 to his 14.
Yeah. Oh, but it goes.
Doesn't see it. Does out the Medieval. We have 3 checks on board and the 2 or 3 redirects. I'm not sure if any of the sources redirect here.
We have 2 redirects. The current level 5 we have under Tyrant is the we just saw the trash the top security. The only redirect inheritable in bugs is that Meta Life Kawagamon.
Gotcha. Okay. Then yeah, I'm not sure if I'm not noticing something, but it does look like Michael does have lethal on board anyways. Even with 2 redirects, you can just swing 3 times, and that is enough to get through. Can't imagine any level 7 aces.
There's no
for
green one, right? No.
The only one that I can think of is Paladin, and that doesn't do anything in this position. I don't think Michael has any white level 7s in trash, nor does the Tyrant player, so...
Yeah, we're just gonna send our guy sideways. Yeah, I think there was a route there that probably got us into a better game state here. But that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I think we needed to find a way to get the Tyrant Kabuteri to suspend something and bottom deck something. That would have probably been the best thing for us.
Well, he did bottom deck the fighter mode.
Oh, right.
And then it partitioned into the 2 level 4s that we see before us here.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was off of the Shiva.
Oh, was that off Shiva? Oh, then interesting.
So we still have the Tyrant to go. Yeah.
Well, maybe Michael was working on a different plane of existence than us, because that was maybe a higher IQ play. You know, suspend the Shiva so that way he can't suspend anything with the Tyrant, and then you have 3 attacks for lethal here. So
well, nothing stops you from playing a 4 or like something cheap and then suspending that, right? Which is
well, your opponent simply doesn't have it, so
right.
it
That's
doesn't
fair.
matter.
That's fair. As much
yeah.
as to be.
He will end up scooping, it looks like.
Who scooped?
I'm guessing the Tyrant player.
Yeah, so we can go into game 3. Because with 3 attacks, it's just game on board.
It is game on board. It has to be. I can't think of any scenario that saves him from 0 security. But yeah, they're definitely going into the game 3. So
yeah, very sick.
I'm still gonna say it really comes down to, I guess, how many Medievals the bug player finds, which is how most matchups go, I feel like, with the current bug deck, if you're playing this many Medievals.
Yeah, like that. It really just, it's probably just gonna end up being like a medieval turbo deck with guest appearance of Tyrant on the side. Like, it's such a strong card, and then especially in this matchup too, right? Where like being able to just keep them off a second body to just simply hard play constantly, forcing them to double up on everything they do, is a little much.
Yeah, it definitely evens the playing field a little bit with how strong the Davis and Ken is. So sticking that is pretty devastating. What do you think the best green deck is right now?
It would have to be, I mean, there's three, right? And I think they all are about the same in terms of what they're kind of trying to achieve. Tyrant, Green Ranger, and then Bloomlord. I know people are gonna lambast me for not saying Zafaga Ace or Zafaga, but it really isn't showing up in the same way that the other three are, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's me not including, knowingly I'm not including things like, do we count Imperial as green? Do we count Examon as green? I'm not counting those as green right now for the sake of this conversation.
Yeah.
And I think they're just all different iterations of the same game plan. Go wide with a bunch of bodies that like overwhelm my opponent, and then just
plus off of how many bodies you have, basically.
Yeah, and then plus like, oh, I have aces to back it up, I have this, I have that to back it up, and it's just gonna make your life difficult. Of the three, the Green Ranger deck's the most interesting, but I feel like the Bloomlord deck might be the strongest. We'll just have to see. I mean, green is probably the weakest color right now. In terms of like actual converting into real results, but we also haven't had any crazy tournaments other than Eagle's Nest since like 2.0 on it, or since Nats. Honestly, we've had a PPG tournament, but that was kind of like in at the end of a dead format, pretty much. And that was it.
I will say, I'm very impressed with how long Bloomlord has survived as a boss monster, and I'm not sure if that's attributing to how powerful it is, or if it says something about how weak the boss monster's green has received since Bloomlord has been.
Yeah, so. Well, the thing about Bloomlord is just like gaining memory, man, is good. Like everyone, like I'm still swearing by this. Like things like there's a new Gallantmon that just came out, right? And he's like, when something is deleted, gain 2 memory. That's gonna get broken one day, just because of gaining 2 memory. Like gaining memory is strong. Like that is our everything in this game, and if you can do that, it's gonna be a mainstay boss monster, even when it's not currently. Like Mirage, like is probably example number 1. Mirage did nothing in BT2 or BT11, 12. Arguably did okay BT13. Like it wasn't like the best. Like that meta was very healthy, to be fair, but it was around. It was definitely the best 6 to play Mirage, but no one was complaining back then. And now it's on everyone's mind, right? Like, oh, the memory is so much, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Bloomlord's the same way.
That's fair. I think you're probably right. I think it'll always see play just because of how good it is at refreshing that memory bar. Being able to go into Bloomlord and get plus on the memory is always kind of gross. So you get a level 6 body with like plus 1 to 2 memory is really nasty.
And now they have all the bodies to back it up for a Safaga Ace play, right? Because Safaga Ace gets only stronger with, suspended bodies.
Yeah. So. The green bottom end, I think, is not the problem with green right now. I'm always very impressed with how efficient they're able to use their memory.
It's just seeing the pieces, man. They struggle seeing the pieces, and that they honestly, it's funny enough that like they just struggle from the fact that we're limited from 50 cards in the deck sometimes.
That's fair. Does Dino count as red or green, considering it did top Nats?
I don't know. I don't know. What was your opinion?
It feels weird because Dino doesn't feel like a green deck, if that makes sense. It doesn't come out as like a go wide, which I attribute very heavily to like green's archetype identity.
It's more of a stack deck, right? Like red.
Yeah, very similar to red. But for the sake of the conversation, we can just assume it's green. I would say, while it did win Nats, I still haven't been super impressed with Dino.
I think it was like a skill check, right? Like on Monday, Examon did really well, right? And I feel like coming out of that, a lot of people kind of looked at those matches that we were able to feature people, and it's like he kind of skill checked people in a few turns, right? Like, and you can just get wins off of that. If your deck has a floor that's strong enough, you can get a top, right? Like it's not insane. Like the Dynamon did not win, right? He topped. He squeaked into the top Did he? Was it fair to say he bubbled in? I forget. I know that they topped. I just don't remember. It was like a Latin America or something. I need to find it now.
I think most decks in Digimon are strong enough to top a tournament.
Yeah,
I think
potentially.
that's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah,
I'm very impressed with how strong even like the road decks feel if they're able to kind of do what they're intended to do. But I don't think it's like a consistent thing, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. You know, I agree. And I mean, like, yeah, Dynamon definitely falls into that category, but so do most green decks. So I guess I see the argument. Dynamon got 9th in Oceanias. I mean, something Oceania. I'm gonna assume this is Oceania. What is this?
Yeah. Was there
what did you write? It was February Ultimate Cup. PEC. I don't know. I think maybe he typoed a few times and call it a day. So it got 9th place in February, and then from there, yeah, it did get a top in TAC once again, Oceania, and it was where was it? Dynamon? Tyrannomon. Oh, it was a top 16. We don't actually on Eggman events, we never got the final rankings for the TAC Oceania finals. Funny enough.
Gotcha.
We only had their top 16.
We do see Hexablock here bottom decking an Izzy, which is pretty nice. Getting rid of one of their redirects is pretty good, and a double check from the Hexa I think threatens a lot. It's also, I think, really good in this matchup. Preventing your opponent from suspending is
that's mean.
Kind of devastating for bugs.
He can still like we put ourselves to 3. They put us to 3 memory or 3 security, which is like exactly where Shivamon like thrives.
The training, go into the medieval. We can't suspend anything, so we have to, I think, pop the sting. Oh, we can suspend the sting though, because it only affects our opponent's Digimon, so that will be able to pop the Hexa action.
Yes. And now Hex is off the board. Are we? Is Michael at 2? No, we're at 2 memory now.
Yeah, because he used the training to evolve for E1 or 2. That I think. I think Evo's a 4-cost Evo. It needs to be a 4-cost Evo. If it's not, I'm kind of sad because there are certain 4-cost Evos that I don't think should be 4-cost Evos.
There's certain 5-cost Evos that shouldn't be 5-cost.
That's very true.
Putting that out there. It looks like we're going to attack into.
It is a 3-cost Evo. Gosh, dude, this card is custom. It's not a real card, not made by Bandai. Someone printed it for themselves, dude.
That is crazy. Fan art card confirmed.
It's real. Ironically, the only thing that makes Medieval not the best card ever printed in the game is just because of the way that Digimon stack mechanics work with the way that the effects trigger. If the effects triggered just a little bit differently, I think that would be the best card ever printed. That's
if we
how
just
custom
had a
it is in my mind.
Pomamon here, dude, it would be over.
Oh yeah, Pomamon does win the game here for our opponent.
Absolutely crush it here, man. And we're gonna
Wow,
pass
you
it
want Imperial to lose to bugs? That's so mean.
No. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and you know that's fair. Okay, Imperial's had its time in the sun. I don't blame you. We've seen it since what, BT 15, 16?
16, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been here for a lot of sets.
I
Longer
think
than some decks
the
deserve
second
to be.
Nume was gone, it was Imperial. It was in an all Imperial world, man.
Gosh, I remember the early days of Nume when not everyone was on it yet, and I would just be playing it in GFG every week, and my opponents would always be on Imperial, and it was just the worst matchup for them. And it was just so fun. And now that Nume's gone, my true love and joy, we just have Imperial running rampant for the next like year, I think, by now.
Yeah.
I think it's been a year. So honestly, who was a real villain? You know, was Nume ever really that bad if we kept Imperial at bay? Think about that. Okay.
That's true. We're going into Rapidmon Ace. This is a card I haven't even read. I looked at its SP, said it was ugly, good. And that's as far as it went. Yeah, what does it do for us here?
I think Rapid suspends something.
It suspends on one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, then one of their Digimon Tamers can't suspend until the end of turn. So we just use. I think we used this just
to stun the medieval.
Yeah, we stunned something, but more importantly, we went into a 5 for free in the long run, right?
Oh.
So activating it like this, now we can, like, we're at 8 memory. We can.
Oh, he aced that, actually. Yeah. That's on me. I didn't know he aced on top of it. That makes sense. Okay, that feels a little bit better then.
So
sure.
yeah, so with us at 8 memory, we aced. We have a 6. The fact that we played medieval, Digivolved into medieval, kind of gives me the feeling that we didn't have another 6 to go behind this. We have 8 memory though. I'd be so sad to see if it was, oh, here's the Digivolve for 5. There's Tyrant. Tyrant now has a plus 4k because of this Rapidmon on your turn, so we can swing into most, if not all things. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Brian?
Play out the Mega Kabuterimon, which feels good.
We can attack into, what is our inheritable? I think it's a Kabuteri. All right. Oh, we're back.
Welcome back.
We're back. We're back.
back.
Okay, sick. That was weird. Okay, where were we? We are a Tyrant
I'm trying to figure
Kabuteri.
out what the inherit was. Yeah. Oh, second Kabuteri. Okay, Tyrant. Second Tyrant has hit the building. Let's see what they provide.
We're gonna hard play something else. Did we use the medieval to pop in there? Probably not.
Yeah, it was never able to because it only goes off of other Digimon, so it could only pop at 11k. So we couldn't get rid of the Kabuteri before it's suspended into the thing. Unfortunately.
All right, so now we will proc.
We could
Wait, we did proc the. We did try to pop the Mega Kabuteri, I think, and we just evaded. So we're,
Oh,
no. Are we resolving the medieval now?
huh.
I guess we must have. We must have resolved the Mega Kabuteri now. And then from there, the fact that we didn't swing into the medieval feels wrong.
I feel like we're not swinging enough with our
With
bug
our
deck.
bugs,
I feel
right?
like we
I think-
should be a lot more aggressive.
Like, are
Apparently,
we? I guess we are still smaller than 16k, which is terrifying. for us.
Are we with the rapid inherit? Could we? Oh, I guess we don't have the.
We wouldn't have the rapid inherit if it was
Yeah.
Paladin, right? Yeah. Oh wait, no, but we
Yeah.
would be immune to Digimon effects. No, we're big. We're huge as man.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes, we are big. Okay. Cool. I'm like maybe I'm wrong. Dang, this is
No,
crazy.
we are immune to
You know, I
Digimon
feel like-
effects. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Can they swing without the egg underneath them while they're suspended?
No. You need the
Okay,
egg is
so-
end of turn, attack a player's Digimon, right? But like we had plenty of memory. We were at 7.
Yeah, we did actually. Yeah, I don't know why we actually didn't just swing into our opponent there. That's
Yeah, and now we're just gonna overflow memory. Ugh. Yeah, I think we should have just swung. We were huge.
Did he use the Meagle effect to suspend the first Tyrant and then attempt to pop the Mega Kabuteri, and then the Mega Kabuteri evaded?
Oh, that might have been it. That might have been it then. Yeah. Now that I
That's
think
probably
about it.
the line that happened.
Yeah.
My guess.
I'm
I'm just gonna assume they're both playing perfectly, and they saw the perfect line for each other and
Mhm.
handled it. They do only have one redirect and no sources.
Yeah,
So-
and I think this is just way too many attacks on board.
Yeah, especially with this dragon mode here, we are threatening 2 Pyldramon swings if we have it in hand. Another swing from the dragon. If we can go into another Pyldramon with these rookies, we're really good here. And then we can pop the level 4 too to prevent another ace play. Oh. I don't think this does what we want it to do because the Tyrants are
No.
still immune.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we
can
are
still
bigger.
swing over them, I guess. But we do just have a lot of attacks too. I don't know.
We don't have piercing, so we could use an attack to go into the thing. This does stop the potential rapid ace that happened last time. And we are swinging into one of the Tyrants. He just wants to clear them out, just in case. Oh, he forgot to bottom deck someone's trash. That's very funny.
That is funny. Looks like we're doing our own deck.
Which makes sense. I've never seen an Imperial player typically do anything besides their own deck, just because they dig through their stuff so much. Getting more pieces back is always nice.
Yeah. Well, this is purple, right? You want to try to stop a 7 Demon Lords
Stop someone
player.
from milling you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, or 7 Demon Lords. That's fair.
Tomorrow I finally get my PC back. I got the call today and was told I can pick it up in 15 minutes before they close.
Yo, huge! Congrats!
Oh, that's so
Oh.
painful, man. Micro Center. Is it Micro Center? I don't have the privilege of having a Micro Center. My computer is not happy. I'm gonna have to send mine to the shop. That's crazy. Eagles gets his back and mine's dying. No, ain't no shot,
crazy.
Bro.
Devastating, truly. The Eagle X gaming community is under fire.
Being attacked. I hate this.
This is so beyond lethal. This feels like overkill in every sense of the word. But yeah, we were slinging the last two to the piles.
We were playing around to scramble the entire time. Yes. No, there really just was a moment of like, no, I think that's how it went down. We must have suspended the tyrant, attempted to pop the tyrant the Mega Kabuteri, and then we're left floundering after that, not being able to do what we wanted. I mean, it's optional to play something, is it not? We could have not
played something with the tyrant to swing over the medieval.
And then from there, just play something to pass their turn and just force yourself to play a little slower, because it does feel bad, but realistically, like, the alternative wasn't much better. But it's hard to say. I mean, even
Michael's turn though, the medieval didn't end up doing anything. So even if we swung over it, it wasn't actually the threat on the board.
Mm-hmm.
He just had enough Daves and Kens to play out like 3 or 4 rookies.
Get all the search going. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the end of the round, right? We got a minute left. So
yeah, we got like a minute left. All the things are done, so we're probably gonna go into the next one really soon.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be really fast about it. But that being said, if you guys 58 people watching, we got as always some selling out to do. You guys are watching. If it's your first time watching or it's not your first time watching, you know what I'm about to say. Every Monday, every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern accordingly, we run the Eagles Nest webcam tournament. Just recently, we just had our biggest event on Monday, hitting an all-time record of technically 50 people showing up trying to play, or signing up to play, I should say, which is huge. Actually, the first time that Eagles Nest had to introduce a wait list, which is kind of crazy. But other than that, also my guest star today is an Eagles Nest regular, and a webcam regular, it sounds like, period. Marshmallow Ruffian. You got anything to say?
Hey. Yeah, Marshmallow Ruffian. I play a lot of Digimon, play card games in general. I post videos on my YouTube every Tuesday, and I tend to stream these tournaments. So if you're interested in watching degenerate Tau Loot players play Tau Loot, come watch me on Mondays and Thursdays for Eagles Nest stuff.
Yeah, and join the Discord if you guys ever have any questions about that kind of stuff. It's just the easiest place to get any kind of information done or any questions answered. But the next thing we'll sell out is we're not the only people that do this. We got a webcam local. We got the DigiGuard United team every Wednesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. They also like to host a webcam tournament, so check them out if you want to, support other tournaments, just get more Digimon action in within your week, like the competitive scene. Like, we're a little light on official events right now. I think the first one's coming up here in April, but like, let's be realistic. We've went through like a couple sets without anything now, and it's just like, ugh. But the season should be starting now that we're going into April, so I'm excited. But if you guys want your action now, it's definitely us at Eagles Nest, and DigiGuard United also has plenty of stuff. The next thing to sell out is Gundam. If you guys are any Gundam hopefuls out there, if you're trying to play with some proxy cards, or even got lucky enough to get some beta access cards, come play. Have a place to play. We're trying to start the locals. We're trying to start the community from the ground up, and we got low entry fees and we got pretty good prizes. It's the Eagles Nest Weekly War Tournament, the WEBCAM Resource, as we like to call it. But that being said, just join us for the being on the ground floor of a new card game, especially a Bandai card game, which is close to what me and Eagle work professionally on some degree with. So it's kind of fun. That being said, the next thing, people always complain, the Digimon content scene is stale. All we get is market watches and Risu's webcam bull and deck profiles. Nothing's cool coming. Well, DigiDane said F that. We're doing something fun. We got the Digidevice format coming. So if you guys are looking for an interesting, fun Digimon content thing out there, check it out. It's on DigiDane's channel. He asked a bunch of creators to show up for a little mini tournament, a custom format where we're not allowed to play level 6s or 7s. I'm not going to spoil who's in it, but the silhouettes kind of do a good job of hiding everyone, I think. So you tell me who's who. But yeah, the first episode is out on DigiDane's channel. Check that out. And the last thing is I got invited to commentate a Puerto Rico South versus South Texas event here on stream. It'll be hosted on my channel, and then Team Rookies will be hosting the Spanish version of the stream. So that'll be beyond exciting for people. Just something fun. They contacted me, and I'm always down to help people get something done, accomplished. But that being said, the next round should be paired really soon. But that means I need a breather. I'm gonna take a lap. So does Marshmallow Ruffian. Yeah. So I'm gonna run the ads, and you guys enjoy those while we set up.
In a world where the pixels shine, a bond is born, so divine through the storms. The trials we face, we find our strength in this digital space. The digital tides may rise and fall, but side by side we'll conquer all. No foe too great, no dream too far. Together we'll reach for the stars.
And I'm back. We have commercials. I do a bad job of making sure there's not a black screen, so you guys kind of got like dead air for a little bit. My bad. But
That's okay.
we will improve that for the next time I try to do that. I had like some automations that I was testing to see if I could get ads to run and then go to a break screen or something. But yeah, aren't those commercials sick? Like anyone else watching that? Like, oh my god, they're so dope.
I really like them a lot.
All right, so we're just sitting here. I'm gonna set the timer up. What do we got? We're table 4, I believe I sat at.
Let me go check players law and it's opponent. Hold on, let's go look around. We're around 3.
Yeah.
Versus Easy Cruise. So yeah, table 3 actually, right?
Oh, am I table 3? I'm like, no.
Yeah, we're table 3. Table 4's already over. 2-1 already.
Oh, they must have.
I'm guessing their opponent dropped.
They must have just dropped. Yeah, because I was sitting at table 4. Okay, I'm trying to get the timer going, and then after that, full all races point north.
I went back and asked the players for the last round how the Mega Digimon play went, and they said it was exactly what we thought. It was just the suspend the level 7, pop the level 5 bigs.
Got it. That makes sense. Just more.
We were seeing Purple Hybrid and Royal Knights here.
Oh, this is a good matchup. From what I'm told, Purple Hybrid is kind of favored here, but that doesn't mean it's unwinnable for Royal Knights. They definitely have answers and play into this deck. We're just gonna have to see. It would be interesting to play this out because it's definitely one of the best decks of the last format coming into one of the boogeymen of this format.
I think Royal Knights is very solid, has a lot of game against most of the decks from the last couple formats, so pretty excited to see how it fares, which is purple.
How do you feel? Because like they're like in our format in Royal Knights, because Royal Knights isn't by itself, right? Royal Knights is paired with Red, Purple, Imperialist, like the two decks, the all-star, the breakout decks of the new set, right? But we really, even as a player of Eagle's Nest, we've only really seen people take to Royal Knights. We've outside of like Tessero and maybe one other, like there's not a lot of Red, Purple, Imperial around. What is your take on the deck? or how should it go?
For Red Purple Imperial, I think it has a really favorite matchup into a lot of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think a couple of reasons people aren't really playing it is the price point of the deck is
Fair.
I think one of the highest that we've seen in the game in a while.
Probably, yeah.
When it was $90, I think it was like, and you need to play 4 of, so it's 180 for 2 copies, 360 for all 4. That's like a whole Digimon deck with some like all arts and stuff like that sprinkled throughout it. If you want to like play a little bit pricier, so I think it's one of the main things. I know that Lindell Rose, one of the players for Eagle X, has been playing with just like the taped on "This is a Shadramon promo" card paper on top of it because of how pricey it is and how they didn't want to proxy anything. I think the deck's really good. I think that's also just hard loses to Tau Loop. So
yeah, that's the key problem. Like if there's any kind of thing that like the mirror sounds like it'd be pretty awful. Because stopping each other from playing it by effect sounds devastating. Anything that could, maybe Crimson Blaze comes back and counters that deck, and then just Tau Loop, anything Ruin mode. You don't even need to do the full like over the top minus 10k. The minus 5k.
Most of the minus 5k is usually devastating because they can't use their powerful Wormmon effects that they really need to keep their resources available to them.
Right.
But I mean, other than that, like, I'm not sure why we haven't seen too much play with it. I know that for some reason, we will have decks here in the West take off that didn't see as much success in the East when they first came out, and vice versa. Like, we'll have decks in the East that just never really see the light of day over here. And I'm not sure if it's because, like, we see the cards before we actually get to play with them, so as their format progresses, we don't have to, like, do as much testing, and we can kind of figure out, oh, actually, Red Purple, while it comes out as like a really explosive deck and seems really cool, it's actually not as good into the current format that we're in than other things.
Oh, that's something I tell people all the time. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, Western players don't like to experiment, and it's just like we never get the chance to experiment. The East did that for us, right?
Yeah.
And that's something that like we might actually start to get to enjoy, right? Because now that we're caught up, realistically, we have to experiment. There's no someone didn't do the homework for us anymore, right? In a format. So that is something that's true. Like everyone, like another example, if you're alluding to it with the Red Purple Imperial stuff, like kind of falling out, the Dark Animal Engine along with Lord Nightmon. Lord Nightmon was supposed to be like a crazy scary deck, and people are like, oh my god, Dark Animal Engine is a problem, like we need to do something about it. And while I still think Dober X might need to get hit, it would be unfair to say that like Purple or Dark Animal Engine Lord Nightmon is devastating formats right now, right? Like, I would even argue that the Leviamon versions of those decks were stronger, and they kind of just existed in the meta. They weren't dominating the meta. I mean, unless you consider Purple dominating the meta as a whole singular element.
I agree 100%. Unfortunately, I talked to a lot of players when it was coming out, and I think everyone was very excited for it.
Which one?
Except for the Lord Knight stuff.
Okay.
When they first came out, everyone was very excited for it. But I also have access to Tessero, which I know a lot of people don't. And Tessero was just constantly telling me, I think the deck's very not that good. And I was like, really? Okay, I'll take your word for it. As one of the Purple players I know, I'll just simply believe it's not very good. And then whenever I would play against it, I would have some hard times. But I think most games, it felt like it was just not enough to be worried about.
Yeah, no, like, because if you were a deck that could break that initial Lord Knight board,
it didn't matter.
It didn't really matter. Yeah, exactly. And no, I had the same experience, not with Tessera, but with Momin, our World's representative this weekend. You guys need to remember that this weekend is the national tournament, which is very exciting. Or World's tournament, not national tournament, my bad. But yeah, no, I had the same conversation here on Eagle's Nest, where I was like, Lord Knight is this and that, but I feel like it's just like half-baked Levia most of the time. And he just kind of laughed and agreed with me. We bonded over that. And like, look, he went second place at nationals with Leviamon specifically.
I think Leviamon is a really good meta call for anyone who loves Purple and knows Purple decks really well. It's still strong to this day.
Still, yeah.
Just the ability to, like, the option card I think holds so much power, especially in this format where you play so many cards by effect. Even against Royal Knights, like being able to cheat out a Leviamon. They don't have that insane board they used to anymore, where they play out like 6 or 7 Royal Knights, so that way it doesn't matter if you pop 2 of them, they can still kill you through 5 security. Nowadays, it's like an Omni X, an Alphamon or Yukin,
Yeah.
and then maybe like 2 more Royal Knights, and that's all they need to kill you.
Right,
So
'cause
Leviathan on play just devastates that board.
Right. And like, yeah, because like I know that's the one thing, like with Royal Knights, I was kind of mid on the support. I was like, yeah, Cool Boy's cool, but whatever. Mecha's cool, but whatever. But like what I really underestimated in terms of what Royal Knight got was like it got a lot of early game cards, like the Last Guardian. Something to do early that isn't just hard play Dynasmon for like 6 or whatever that the best turn 1 play is. So they got a lot
Seeing
of
them cut down to 2 Dynas is insane to me.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. The early game stuff is just better now.
Yeah, and on top of that, they've gotten better Royal Knights since BT13 when the deck was at its peak, right? Like the new Lord Knight, that's a BT18 card, right? The new Jesmon is a new card, but like it's summoning a token is crazy, right? There's just like all these little things that now Royal Knight, like all the new Royal Knights was something that I underestimated in the deck, and it's why it's doing so well. But we are at 0 security here now from Purple Hybrid into Red.
Yeah, I mean, this is Purple Hybrid things. They will either mill you or they will kill you. There is no other option.
Definitely Purple Hybrid is the offender right now in terms of like maybe Uko is too good. And it sucks that we still like, because I genuinely with all my heart don't believe Uko's too good, and then it's like, well, what about Purple Hybrid? And you're like, you know what, yeah Uko's pretty good.
It is really a turning point for aggressive decks. The difference between 1 Uko and no Uko is like a turn of tempo. It's very disgusting for early game stuff, unfortunately. And so I can understand if people want to hit the Uko, but also I play 3 Ukos in my Talmon loop deck, and I think you guys should think about me before you guys start talking about
True. What about Fenrir players? We think about Fenrir players?
Exactly. Dude.
Somebody think
Haven't
about
they
Fenrir.
suffered enough, Fenrir players? Okay, let them have something. Please, God.
Bro, come on.
One thing. But no, this is a rough state for the Royal Knight player, because now you can't even rely on your
you have to like alpha
4.
here, right, to heal the 1 security, and then hope like you can loop a Royal Knight, an Omeka into Omni X. Like that's like your truest only hope here. But even then,
and that only Omeka into Omni is really good early on, quote unquote, because you can at least stop them from like getting resources back, because you don't let them delete themselves. You just bottom deck the guy instead. But at this point in the game, I mean, you're so low on security, it doesn't matter too much, unfortunately.
we have set up we set up a blocker and a redirect at least. That's another thing. The Royal Knights decks have moved away from running Leopardmon, which was such a kind of like the Dynast was such of like, oh, you run it at 4. It's such an important card. You need it. Now you just don't have it anymore, which is crazy. Am I allowed to call out Biting Crush, Levia, Dog Engine for hate crimes against Puppet Kind? Yeah, you can do that. That's fair. I mean, I've lost games due to the Leviathan players checking a tamer and then getting the extra checks they needed. So that's just never fun either. Let me catch up in chat. The deck was so much bait. Yeah, probably talking about Lord Knight. We just continue building from the East meta, so a lot of the initial footwork is already done, plus 3v3 versus best of 1. I'm not a big fan of kind of I don't want to say belittling, but like using the best of 1 versus best of 3 against people, or against each format. I just don't, like, everyone always says, oh, you only have to do the trick once, it's so much easier, but that's not how averages work, man.
In fact, I would say you can be less consistent in best of 3. Like if your deck is like 80% chance to do its thing,
you can be greedier.
Best of 3,
yeah,
you can be greedier. Whereas in a best of 1, if you hit that like 20% chance to just lose, you're done.
We saw it in their nationals. I don't know how many people got to watch the Japanese national tournament, but like some of their top games, like semi-final games, came down to like, didn't see rookie 2 turns. Sorry, but
so it really incentivized, I think, more consistent deck building over like higher floored,
right? Yeah,
or I mean higher ceiling deck.
Greedier play, right? Like, because at the end of the day, in our format, the greedier decks are going to mathematically bubble to the top. That's why you'll probably see sometimes. I'm sure everyone's done it. You'll see a deck list. How did these ratios get top 5? That's crazy. Just like on statistically speaking, in a best of 3, greedier stuff bubbles up to the top.
That's true.
I remember testing it for Nats, and after like 1 week was like, nah, it's not the play. Okay, still talking about Lord Knight. Green Hill Mario. How many times have I seen Magnamon turn 1 before, even before the new support? That's fair. I mean, their best turn 1 was always like what, Sister Magnamon, but now they have way more turn 1s than, like, I think that's just added like the flavor to the deck it needed. Am I allowed to call it? Or we already said that. You're not playing against ignorant people just because it's best of 1. Yeah, exactly, Green Hill. That's kind of another point I'd like. I kind of try to put out there for people. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna talk about the board state real quick. I'm not sure how much the redirects and blocker matter, as long as we have the memory for it, because we're going to be deleting some of them this turn anyways with the end of attack, so we're gonna get past a good amount of them.
Right.
It looks like he's getting maximum value here. We need 2 more checks to actually kill, so Jack Raid plus 2 Dusks is all we need, I think. Question mark. I don't remember if that Koichi was playing this turn or not, but
I think the Koichi that's in the back there can attack, and so we can. Oh, we do run Leopard in this version. Interesting.
oh, okay.
What Digimon color did we? Oh, we changed. We must have changed the Magnamon. Interesting. Or the Lord Knight. I wonder what we changed, because we could have changed. I guess if we need the memory, it changes things. But I would have potentially changed the color of the Omekamon there. Used Omekamon for our deletion, but yeah.
Okay. We see a Jack Raid come out. From here, I think it's onto the mat is the best option. Change one of the colors. Matt can grab back a Jack Raid if you need it, or the Duskmon if you need it. You have options of what you can choose. I think it's pretty good. I mean, we're just scared of aces now, right? Because it's Alpha Oryukin doesn't do anything, unfortunately, for you, because
I mean, we have
you don't have any
black,
security
right? So
check.
we could. No, we don't have any good black 7s, right? So it's just Beelzemon X or Beelzemon or GX. It's only GX Ace. Yeah.
Does Alpha not, the new Alpha Oryukin, not go on top of black?
It's a Blast Ace, or it's a DNA.
Oh.
It's a Blast DNA. Yeah, so
No
you have to have
shit.
Oryu and Alpha. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's
so
crazy.
that's why they've been favoring the GX for the most part in terms of ace play. They still love that Oryukin mode because it's such a hard counter to Magnamon X.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, then Matt, grab back option or Dusk, I'm assuming. Oh. Is he thinking about calling?
Is her hand that bad? I mean, the trash is kind of loaded. We're still trying to resolve the mat here.
It's not like we're under a lot of pressure. He's only got 2. I mean, OmniX exists, so never mind. I guess OmniX can.
Well, we don't have like
Kill
Last
us here.
Guardian, right? So we'd have to like have exactly like we'd have to have like exactly like Secret Rare Medieval, and then Digivolve into OmniX or something. Or
Well, wouldn't I mean, Secret Rare Medieval does do it here with OmniX, right? I think no, it doesn't actually.
it
'cause only
doesn't.
does
You
one
need,
check.
actually, yeah, you're right. You need one more check.
But the Omeka on play would trigger with a Omnimon trashing the if you're still playing it out, so you can get the Leopard and Omeka on play because you have one less. You can go into OmniX. But I don't think that's enough either, because you would pass turn because you don't have enough sources, depending on what.
Yeah,
block
I
puts
just
you
don't think
at.
like, and we don't have access to like what's the other Purge. We don't have Purge on board either. We just have Last Guardians, which isn't as good.
Yeah, it seems like we're just missing like a turn on the Royal Knight side to really take control of the game. Obviously, maybe Law doesn't have enough to do what he needs. Because he ended up not taking the mat, actually. He goes for the...
So we deleted a Royal Knight, which means we can play Omeka off of the Cool Boy effect. Omeka. I think
he
are
walks away.
they resolving something?
Well, he walked away for a second, so I'm assuming something happened for him. But do you even go into Omni X with the Omeka here? Like, it's a super powerful card, yeah. And with the Last Guardian, it presents 2 checks. But
I mean, you would be a blocker, which is cool.
Mhm.
I mean, you're still a
Isn't it already
blocker,
a
but
blocker
you would
right
be a
now?
blocker that could serve. No, you wouldn't survive because you just added 3 colors to the board.
It's true. You would have a mill out potentially there.
mm, yeah, no, I think you just leave it as is.
Okay.
Also, this
He's choosing
board
to go
night
to the
is
Omniacs.
deleted, right? I feel like I'm crazy. I have no idea.
I think he maybe died in security is what's happening. Maybe? I'm not sure because he didn't play out a tamer with the effect of the Dusk one either.
Okay, no, the Lord Knight should be dead because of the Velgar effect. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So
now he's gonna play out a tamer.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. That's what was. I understand now. Yeah. Chris, you were right. They were figuring out the interrupting effect of the cool boy to play the mecha to delete whenever you delete the thing. So he's gonna take the calling, which is surprising. His hand either has to be perfect, which it may be with a with a Jack right there, because if he gets back to memory, use calling for 1, you're at 2, EO for 2 and a Duskmon. That's still not game because of the Omniacs, right?
right.
Second
blocker.
Jack rate puts us to 5. We would need the
We're
level 4
going
that
for a
gave
mill out
Rush.
plan potentially. Mill out our opponent instead. No, that shouldn't be necessary. Oh, secret rare.
Oh, this I think does change everything for Law here.
Yeah, that will pop the Omni. Oh, but we have Last Guardian.
But I mean, even if he pops the Omni, he's playing it out for cheap enough that he can then Evo in the back. So this gets around the block by having just 2 more checks.
Yeah. So pop Last Guardian one more time. We will block. We're not big enough.
And then we just need a hybrid for a game.
Which we got the calling, so yeah.
Oh, yep. We have the calling, so he is guaranteed to win here. Whew.
That was a game 1.
Damn, Chris, why aren't you up here casting? You called out both plays there. That's crazy. You're insane.
That is crazy.
But yeah, no, Purple Hybrid is just good. It's just good.
Yeah, no, Purple Hybrid. It's just hard to quantify because like it's just like for me like everyone wants to hit it and people want to hit like Matt to 1. I don't think that's correct, and then I'm partial to Ukomon, and I don't want to hit Ukomon, so like that's another decent hit that would slow down Purple Hybrid. But
Jack
like at the end of the day, I feel like if you hit Jack Raid to 1 and then you calling just gets banned, a lot of what Purple Hybrid wants to do just kind of gets snuffed out. But it's because I'm hunting monsters. Also, I'm usually asleep in 30 minutes. That's fair. We do go pretty late. Purple Hybrid has an empty board, and Royal Knights wants to interact with the opponent's board. Yeah, Steven.
Yeah.
No, we agree. I think this matchup is just Purple Hybrid favored for the most part. We've agreed.
Honestly, I think decks like Purple Hybrid and Takemikazuchi are one of the reasons that if we bring back Numax, I don't think it would probably be best deck in the format anymore. Because one of the more powerful cards in that deck was actually the Edamon that let you interact with your opponent's board and get like a free Valkyrie on Ace and stuff. And we've seen that kind of fall out of favor because decks no longer play a board and exist. I think all the best decks right now very rarely care about what your opponent wants to do and try very hard to stick to their game plan and be as uninteractive as possible. So decks like Take kind of build in the back and then do their full combo and out your whole board is the ideal. Royal Knights, all their Digimon disappear anyway, so the only thing that you get from outing them is like the benefit of slowing them down by like a turn maybe.
It feels like a slightly more fair 7 Demons because like you trying to out
Demons,
7 Demons Lord was like
true.
in their favor.
Yeah, very true, very true. But also Purple Hybrid hides behind their Tamers, so it just gets very difficult to deal with their stuff.
Red Purple Imperial is also kind of in that vein as well. They're
Yeah,
pretty much
true.
kind of doing everything in a single turn.
And most of the decks, it's like, even from one memory, with Red Purple as a great example, I hard play the Wormmon for 3, and that's full combo from any amount of memory.
Yeah.
Because I just go Shadra, play out Worm, Digivolve into Shadra, DNA,
Yep.
play out the guy, DNA, The guy.
Guy lets me attack.
It's
We're
like-
still not end of
yeah,
turn, by the way.
It's still not end of turn, by the way. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh,
But, you know,
it's crazy.
I think that's my only complaint with the way the Digimon game is heading is that the best decks right now are just very uninteractive for ways to kind of deal with them, which is why just give a minus 10k to your board. Or Valderarm. Valderarm's also really good right now. Gosh, there's so many lingering floodgate cards that are good.
Oh,
I think the
yeah,
reason they're good-
what is it? You can't get on plays with Valderarm, right? That's
yeah,
the key.
no on play effects, and you can't unsuspend.
Gross.
Yeah, very strong, very good. And then double Uko here. See the limited one Uko and the search Uko.
That's devastating. That's so upsetting.
I mean, we probably have everything here. Unfortunately, we do have the Belgarian Trash with the Tamer, and we've caught ourselves with the Uko.
That's so sad. I'd be so sad. Did Royal Knights choose to go second? That's interesting.
They did, yeah.
I would have chosen to go first. I feel like Royal Knights wants to go first now. Man, is that crazy?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you set up your yourself a lot quicker, as well as it gives you almost like a guaranteed tuck, because your opponent probably won't be able to kill your first level 6 you play out.
Right.
So I think it's like the safest way. Also, you're just so much faster these days now. The game is faster, you're faster, you kind of want to kill your opponent as quickly as possible. So trying to get that advantage going.
No, I agree. And it's not like they don't need the extra, like the extra draw doesn't do the same for them as it maybe another deck would. Like you're kind of playing with the hand you got as it is. Like one extra card doesn't necessarily kind of fix your whole game plan, right? Like you're still looking to play Last Guardian first turn. You're still looking to, like, we're gonna play Magnamon here for 1. But like, yeah, if we had just gone first, yeah, it gives our opponent more memory. But like, yeah, like we would almost guaranteed have a free level 6 under our Yggdrasil. We'd be a tuck ahead in terms of hatching, which is a really important part of this deck now. Yeah, and we still play Marcus in this list as well. Wow, that's
really interesting, actually. Yeah, I think most decks have cut Marcus by this point.
Most Marcus, I feel like most people, if they're trying to play around, which is honestly, I was having a conversation the other day, is a reason why I would love if side decks. I think where Digimon's at the point where side decks can now be like pretty impactful and like actually.
Oh, side decks would be insane. I think
I would love like the amount of skill expression you could have if we had side decks now in Digimon would be gross or really good, like good for the game. But that being said, Marcus, I feel like most people have swapped to the pawn queen device engine for that, yeah.
Which are very good cards, honestly. I'm very impressed with the devices.
They're just interesting.
They're very solid, generic options.
And they just do interesting things. And like, yeah, those are cards like suddenly like not a lot of decks can play them, but then suddenly you introduce something like side deck and like, yeah, let me put a mini pawn chess queen engine in this and stop a wind digivolving or do this and that.
Yeah. Especially like against decks like Magna X and stuff, they're very powerful. I've learned with Pause plugin, which was essentially Queen's device, but just in archetype for Talmon. Pause plugging or Queen devicing the Magna X just makes it useless.
Yep.
And that's devastating for the Magna X player, but I mean, in a side deck format where you can kind of use that, I think it'd be really cool to have that side deck available to you.
I mean, you come from Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Does Pokemon have a side deck?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But I've played a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, and so I can confirm for sure they have a side deck.
Yeah, I know they are. Yeah, I'm aware of it. Yeah. I know, and Magic as well. Magic has a side deck. Flesh and Blood has a side deck. Dragon Ball Masters has a side deck. Like, there's a lot of games out there already.
And every person that I know of, including myself, that talks about the side deck in those games, always like it's probably one of the most skill expressive things you can have, because understanding what cards you can take out of your deck, be it engine cards or just tech pieces you have currently, and understand where these other pieces will fit in to better your percentage chance of winning in this matchup is everyone, from my experience, really likes that part of the games.
And then the idea of like countering your counter, right? Like, you know, you have a good idea of what your opponent is going to side, so you can decide accordingly. There, like, there's so many like rock paper scissors there as well.
Yeah, like if I could side deck against like Royal Knights, I would have maybe like some Pillowmon in the back because they stop playing by effects, so it always like slows them down by a turn because they have to answer the card before they can do their Omnimon stuff, or put in more Balder arms in the side decks. That way it could like fix the matchup a little bit more in my favor, so that way they can't use their on-play effects.
Mhm.
I think it's really cool. But I also understand that if we don't get it, because there are some cards that are,
Silver bullets.
yeah, real rough to go against, unfortunately, for certain decks.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
But he does hit 2 Rivals Barrages off those mills, which is super nice for some consistency.
I get the surprisingly enough though, the Magnamon survives. So
Yeah.
we get the tuck. We got our first tuck under for Royal Knights here. We have a reduction.
I think that was more. Actually, I don't know if it was lucky for our opponent because they didn't have a tamer to really make use of. So they only got 1 card mill for both things. So the Velgar was actually never going to be big enough to beat over any other Digimon. So maybe it was just a statistical inevitability that it survives. So I decided to feel better about my own level as a TCG player when I see one of my locals guys hit top 4 at YCS Sydney. Oh, huge! Congrats.
Oh yeah, definitely when you go to like your local, and that's why like I think on Monday people were kind of like talking about their records at the end of the night in terms of the Eagles Nest tournament scene, and I was just like, bro, going anything above like 03 is an achievement here, because like there are some ballers that play at Eagles Nest, man.
Yeah,
like
there
if
are
you go
some killers here. They're very strong.
if you go X1, that is something to be like, that you pat yourself on the back, like you are good enough to try to go top 16 something.
Yeah, seeing multiple people who consistently not only top Ultimate Cups and regionals, but also people that have like Nats invites. I think we also had like a couple people that went to Worlds at some point.
I know Mark, like a lot of the Latin America scene is here, and I know a lot of the ones that play here do really well in their own respective scenes. I know, like you see the
Shout out to
Mats.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Nice and his friends, met them. They were really nice to me. Appreciate it.
You went to Brazil?
But, you know, they're not in person, but they all quartered me in Discord and watched me play Tau Loop, and they were all just very impressed with the deck. I was like, thanks guys, I appreciate it. But you know, there's very friendly, very skilled. Like
they know what they're doing, and the thing is, I think some of the flack that you'll see a stream of like X and Y and Z country or whatever play the game, and they'll get a lot of flack about like, oh, this misplay, that misplay. There's something that the scene, like especially English speakers, need to understand about other countries. They don't read English, and they get English cards, so they have an extra barrier that most of us don't have to deal with. So anyone out there that I give them mad respect most of the time when it comes to playing this game.
I agree. I could not imagine looking at like Duskmon and just knowing the card by heart every time when it first came out.
Oh,
it's
my
like,
God.
So what does it do again? And my opponent looks at it and goes, I'm not sure. It's really rough. I can imagine.
Yeah, I don't even know if like what kind of what their resources are for even translating these cards are. They must just have an awful time having to do sequencing or anything like oh man, because it's just not the translations aren't out there and as clean for them.
Yep.
Raw Velgar Digivolve? Is that what it? Yeah,
that was. He has one in trash, I think, so I'm surprised he did the Raw Evolve. But maybe he doesn't want to swing yet to try and... Why doesn't he want to swing yet? Maybe playing... No, there's not even like a really good ace or opponent going into it.
Oh, he wants to be big enough to survive.
He's going for the mill. Yeah. He's going for the mill. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, what is going on here?
English is a standard second language for us in Brazil, for us Brazilians. Yeah, I know. I mean, I understand that, Mycon, and like, I know I have a lot of Colombian family as well, and like, you know, just learning English is just kind of like what the rest of the world has to do. But it's fair to say it's still not your first language, and you know, there's people that just get around that, right? And so, like, I just still have the respect for people that have to read English cards when it's not their favorite language. Language.
But yeah, no, Michael is choosing. Not Michael. Walter. Called him by his brother's name. He will eviscerate me for that. Will go for the mill out here, which I think is fair.
Is it the mill out, or are we trying to? Is it the mill out, or is it we're trying to get bigger than what's in the security? Right, because 6 plus 7.
Maybe.
We just want to guarantee we survive.
Because he was 11k with the. Oh no, he was 13k with the 6k. So with the 3 mills on each side. So maybe he was trying to get big enough. That's true. But
it's hard to say. I mean, the mill out strategy is still good, right? I just don't see why we would
Yeah.
need to revert to that, especially since we're a turn ahead with a double Uko.
Yeah, we're very well ahead. And there's no mecha in the back either, so you don't have to be worried about like Omnimon playing some weird shenanigans on you or anything.
These rivals barrages are available to us as well now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
We have
I don't think Law plays the Minerva package. So
yeah, okay, fair enough.
I don't think he has like any like big burst turns of mill. Our opponent's deck is looking a little small. We did just mill 6 cards.
Right. The Gabumon, draw 1, trash 1 off the Demimera.
Let's see. Pitches the Uko. You know, I just feel bad for Royal Knights right now because it feels like there's not much they can really do. They aren't able to keep things in field enough to actually tuck anything.
Yeah, you really need to find like a way to get like a wide board with multiple levels out and choke, and then
a psych to top things off. Okay.
That's rough. It's psych can't reduce play cost, right?
Reduce play cost, yeah.
Okay. So we can still play. I think that's the GX we got in the back there for Royal Knights potentially. I know it's a Magna. I can't catch what that last card is. It's either Oryukin or GX, I believe.
Oryukin's not bad here. It gives you an extra 3 memory to work with, which is nice, but it doesn't out the psych, which I think is the biggest issue for us right now.
GX would, right? Because when attacking, or no?
Yeah, I think GX would. Mecha play doesn't do it either because we're actually at 2 security right now, so we can't do a OmniX. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't play enough Royal Knights to know what the silver lining here is in this scenario.
Yeah, no, and we are gonna. It looks like we're rereading our card. I think it's the GX. The worst part of not having cards in Portuguese is that
no, it's the Oryukin.
Oh, it is Oryukin.
Yeah,
bummer. Yeah, no, that roughs. The worst part of having cards in not having cards in Portuguese is mostly younger players can't get into Digimon as easily as other games, and that hurts our scene growth directly. That sucks. That really does suck to hear. I know even Magic has pulled out of printing Portuguese versions of cards, which kind of sucks. I think, correct me if you guys would know better than I do, but I'm pretty sure I remember that news that yeah, Magic pulled out of printing into Portuguese, which sucks.
Wow. That does suck, yeah. We do see the Purge bring out the Oryukin hit.
Oh, does Oryu have a win attacking? It does get rid of
it doesn't have a win attacking. It has an on play for the -15, but not. You don't get that off the Purge, unfortunately.
Well. Oh, okay, cool. So just double checking something chat said. No, Oryu. So what we were saying about Oryu is if we play the Oryu off of Last Guardian, it would not answer the psych because we would not get on plays if we play Oryukin off of the Purge of the Royal Knights. Yeah.
Though this is still a fine card to have because of the way that it interacts with your opponent's board. Whenever they swing in, you're stealing 3 memory from them, so it's not something you're upset having on the field. Obviously, it being suspended is a little scary because it's 3 colors. Your opponent is like a hop and a skip away from being able to beat over it with a Belger, and that is an extra 5 memory for them.
But they already committed this game. They already committed to a double Dusk Velger raw Evo, right? So I don't think they're getting over 16k anytime soon.
I mean, they have double Rivals Barrage, so they each get back both Dusks.
Oh, true.
And then they can. It's weird because if they go to Dusk though, they will change the color of the alpha. Okay, now they don't have to worry about changing the color. So this, I'm not sure if I like this actually. This does deal with the psych, which is important.
Doesn't deal with anything else, right?
Yeah, now your alpha is very open to being dealt with. And you can just swing into it with a Belger and then end of attack pop the medieval, and your opponent's board is cleared again, and you plussed on the memory there.
No, I agree. Because like now when you look at it, like, okay, we go Dusk, change the medieval to whatever color, Dusk. That will leave us with what, 4 colors on board. 7 plus 8 is 15. Still not big enough for the. Still not big enough to swing over, or you can, but you don't have to. You just, with this much memory, you just, especially with the double rivals in the back.
Well, you could swing over the medieval and then end of turn or end of attack pop the alpha.
Yeah.
And that would deal with the scenario, so that way you don't have to give that 3 memory. But you're at a huge amount of memory anyways, so it may not.
Team should reconnect in a second. Yeah, we're reconnected. Are we back? Chat?
It's
no, we're not back.
Working on my end at least. I can see the stream and hear it.
Alright, my Discord's still not back yet though. Let me see if I just pop in. Oh, did they end? Did Royal Knights give up? No.
No, it's still going. Oh.
Okay, we're back.
Huge. Saved?
Yeah, saved indeed. I don't know what's happening. I think maybe my internet is shitting out. It's definitely not anything PC wise. I just did a sweep of that while in between everything, and the first time that happened, but maybe my internet's just giving up today, which is weird, but whatever.
Not enjoying the purple hybrid versus Royal Knight gameplay, and that's a valid response.
Dude, they don't like bullying. It makes sense.
Yeah, this feels like bullying. The only out is maybe Jesmon GX Ace, because I don't think the Crimson mode saves them, because it'll be what? 4 colors, 4, 8. No, Crimson mode actually does exactly hit it.
Did we change the color of... Oh, yeah.
Oh,
we must have changed the color of Medieval, because... Yeah.
Oh, devastating.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. And we can't use Medieval for anything else either. You can't use Medieval for... wait, did we? Oh, it can digivolve on anything Gallant. What? Yeah.
Oh, true. Huge. Okay.
Yeah.
That does out this first one, but this doesn't stop the second one. In fact, if Law just goes into a second Dusk, swings with Velger.
Alright. I'm back. Alright, we're kind of back. Not throwing things. Don't say that. Even though I don't hear you anymore. Oh, I hear you.
Sorry, I was muted. I was munching, so.
I wasn't throwing things. Don't lie to me. It's not cool.
You're right. My bad. You haven't missed anything, so you're fine.
That's good. Yeah, I don't know what's up. Very weird. I'm gonna have to look into that tonight. Oh well. And then overflow.
Overflow to 10. Holy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
mean, yeah. What can you do?
I mean, at least we gained 3 memory.
True.
It could have been 13 memory, but Alphamon or you came in clutch.
Yeah, that's actually my biggest complaint about this game is that I can't have 13 memory on board. I think that's a bit unfair to me compared to my opponent. So.
Yeah. It is interesting that there's a cap and that it comes up sometimes nowadays.
It does, yeah. Those aces. I don't see a world where Royal Knight survives his turn from 10 memory.
Right, like
even
between
like
things...
they have the guaranteed rush Gilmon.
Right. Yeah.
In fact, they 2 times because it will probably die in security. So they just play it out. It gets rush.
Yeah.
They swing in. It dies. They get it back with the rivals, and they swing again.
As you said, does die. Now you pick your poison. Are we going Velger? Dusk? Okay, we chose Gio. Go for Gio. Jesus Christ, that was a bully and a half, man. Like, man, what is Royal Knights really supposed to do? I imagine they have some answers, right? And we just didn't see them. Like things like making sure you have a medieval in your source early on could gets around the Psychmon pretty quickly, because you just you purge out the medieval when attacking, problem solved. Or the GX even does that. Also not going first, I feel like that felt like a mistake. I felt like purple.
I agree. I think going first definitely makes it a little bit better for them, because you are getting rushed in that matchup for sure. So going first is probably the play. Other than that, though, I mean, maybe you're playing like a tech paladin mode. This is like where a sideboard probably comes up, because paladin mode probably doesn't save you in most matchups, besides maybe that one. But that doesn't even stop their aggression either.
You don't even have targets for paladin mode, right? Because you go. No, you don't really.
You got white, green. No, yeah, you don't have any white level 6s. You don't have any. You used to play leopard.
You used to play leopard. Oh, this player does play leopard.
This
but
player
like,
does play
for the
leopard.
most part, you don't play leopard anymore, right?
Yeah. So, but even that isn't like saving you. The problem in that matchup wasn't that he was getting milled; it was that he was just dying.
Yeah, right.
Just
So
getting killed.
you need to be able to slow them down enough, and it just. I think that comes with going first, right? That way you get your game plan. Like, that's the problem, right? Like, they're deleting your stuff constantly, so you don't even get a chance to like have that stack of King Drasil like available to you. You're lucky to even have 2 or 3 under there. It seems like.
Maybe like one of the saving graces in the matchup is like the Omekamon, because you can go Omekamon and then bottom deck their guy before they can play the Tamer out. But by the time you're able to do the Omekamon play, you're already on 1 security.
So you're on the knife
So
side
it
as it is.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much if you're already so close to
We didn't
death.
see any,
And
or
then-
you can, or Alphamon, like the traditional Alphamon as well, will helps you heal, which definitely helps slow things down.
would definitely probably help this matchup. And a really interesting thing is, typically you would try to get like some jump blocks in with the Omeka early on in most matchups, but because of the way that Velgar works, they would check security. You would play out the Omeka, and then they would pop the Velgar, deleting the Omeka immediately. So you can't even do a bunch of jump blocks with the Omeka efficiently. They kind of just get around a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, purple hybrid just, it does the one thing, it does like the one thing that like just kills the deck, right? If like you leave the incorrect board up, even the correct board up, right? Purple hybrid can just say delete all 6s, and you're just like, well, rest in peace. That really, it hurts them a lot, right? So that being said, we're at the end of the round. Time was just called pretty much, so we can go into some selling out real quick. There's a bunch of stuff I let tonight that I've been able to sell out. And we always start with this. If you guys are first time watching, you guys watched before, you guys know what I'm about to say. Every Monday, this is the Eagle's Nest webcam tournament for Digimon. Proxies allowed every Monday 7:30, every Thursday 8 p.m. Thursdays tend to be a little more light, but off the back of this Monday being our biggest tournament we've ever held at the Eagle's Nest server, channel, whatever you guys want to call it, the conglomerate, if you will. Yeah, 50 people showed up for a 48-person webcam tournament. Is crazy that we were able to get that many people, and I hope you guys continue to, have be part of this success and a part of the growth, I should say, of what Eagle's Nest is and has become. I think I don't expect to break any records anytime soon, but it's just that it's about consistent growth. It's like weight loss, bro. It's about the consistency, man, keeping it up. You're gonna have high days and low days, but as long as you keep going up. And today, my guest is Marshmallow Ruffian. You sell yourself, man.
Hey guys, I'm Marshmallow Ruffian. I play a lot of Digimon. On Tuesdays, I upload YouTube videos, but mainly it's just gonna be me talking about how cool Talmon Loop is. If you like Talmon Loop, come check me out. I love Talmon Loop. I'm a Talmon Loop player, in case you didn't know. That's it. That's all you need to know about.
He streams on YouTube. He streams on Twitch too. He streams his
Also
runs.
true. I do stream on Twitch. That's true. I do actually stream on Twitch. I forgot about that. Yeah. Woo. Anyways.
Yeah. So like, oftentimes you'll see me hosting the Eagle's Nest, but he's streaming on Twitch on the side. So I'll often say, if you guys want to watch the in-depth and actual player cam version of things, he's one of them, along with Tessero,
There's
of course.
a lot of us that
Yeah.
play.
You're the only one that puts it on Limitless and make it easy for me, though, so I appreciate that.
Oh, true.
The last couple
extra
things
effort.
to sell out is we're not the only people that do webcam tournaments. DigiGuard United also has their webcam tournaments every Wednesday, every Friday, so that's tomorrow if you're keeping track. 7 p.m. Eastern, so if that matches up with your timeline and you want more Digimon action, even if it's just to watch DigiGuard United's stream of their tournament, they have a great stream setup as well. Excuse me. They're great people, great stuff, just as good as us. And I only want to bring more Digimon to people's eyes. So this is This is everything, man. The next thing to talk about is at Eagle's Nest, we're trying to build a new community from the ground up. We know us for Digimon, but we are going to start a weekly Gundam card game war event every Wednesday here. War standing for Win a Resource, because that's what you'll be winning with an entry dollar of $5, or an entry dollar of $5, I guess we'll say it that way. You can potentially win a Heero Yuuy, normal resource, or the, I don't know, I forget her name every time. I'm gonna look it up, I promise. But you get an Altar EX resource. So if you're familiar with things like Dragon Ball, they have the energy marker. It's kind of the same thing. So your normal Dawn, and then your marker will be there for as part of your prizing, and then you do get some cash out prizing. You could potentially double your entry fee for a certain threshold. So we'll see how that goes for people. The next thing to sell out is people are always talking about how they want more a diverse a pool of Digimon content to consume. DigiDane has contracted, or has hired or contracted, gotten a bunch of us to show up for a Digimon format fun thing to sell out for. So if you're interested in just some fun alternative Digimon content out there, I'm not going to give away who he's invited, but the silhouettes, you can probably guess some of them. So I hope you guys are able to guess which one I am. I will give you a hint. My favorite color is green. But that being said, check out DigiDane. It's a really fun. Episode 1 is out. Expect episode 2 to follow. And then the last thing, I got invited to do a Puerto Rico versus South Texas stream. That's gonna be fun. I'm really excited about that. The date is on there, April 6th at on 12 p.m. Central, so that'll be fun. Looks like the new round has started, so I'm gonna send you guys with some ads for this scene as well, because get to know your team, that the teams that will be participating in this. So good to see you guys after the little clips.
Where the pixels shine, a bond is born, so divine through the storms. The trials we face, we find our strength in this digital space. The digital tides may rise and fall, but side by side we'll conquer all. No foe too great, no dream too far. Together we'll reach for the stars.
Bro, the fact that Puerto Rico has a nickname for all their players, they knew what they were doing, bro. Like, that's all.
That's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny.
Oh, they just knew, man. Oh, I'm so happy to be part of that stuff, man, right now. Like,
Dude, the Latin players are always peak, honestly. For every card game I've interacted with, the Latin players are always popping off
the purest of souls sometimes, man. Looks like no, we're good. We're good. I gotta get the I'm just gonna take the timer off. Whatever. Got Imperial, Michael Lafayette. Our undefeated players will be. This is Purple Hybrid versus Imperial, a good old classic matchup from the previous format. But what am I looking at? Let's catch up with chat. Any spicy decks today? Not really. I feel like a lot of people kind of nothing stands out, right? A lot of Royal Knights. We got to watch Blue Hybrid earlier.
Tyrant too existed. It's a bit rare.
Oh, we did. I guess we did watch Tyrant. Tyrant and Blue Hybrid, probably the most outstanding of what we've watched tonight. No Examon to take the whole thing out of nowhere. No. Yeah, no, that's about it. Risu for Worlds, I agree. Question, Risu. Will the past few Eagles Nest tournaments be added to Eggman events page? We want to put them on Eggman events, but Eggman is on vacation / doing things out of the country due to Worlds happening in Japan. So that's kind of slowed us down, and I'm also lazy. So yeah, I know Eagle's got a collection of them. I need to just suck it up and learn how to do the pie charts myself. Honestly, that's probably one of the biggest things holding me back from just being a self-contained employee at eggmanevents.com. Paid by peanuts and almonds, for the record.
Oh, that's pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I mean, it could have been something
Sounds
lame like
good
cashews, right? Like, let's be real.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, the cashew market's dipping right now, I hear.
Exactly,
so
bro.
Like, invested in the almonds. Oh, Imperial's doing Imperial things, and Purple Hybrid has done Purple Hybrid things. We've seen the Louis, which is rare early. I guess just getting a little bit of extra value there. Yeah, I mean, not an insane amount of stuff to say. I think this is pretty textbook for everything you want. Obviously, the Purple Hybrid player, I think, is taking a little bit longer to set up than they would like. They may not have found enough Duskmons yet to start going in.
No Uko either, right? That's like the big thing.
Yeah, also true.
And we had to use a Louis
and unfortunately, the Cyclone actually lived there, so its source will probably be stripped before it gets deleted, and it'll probably just be stunned out for the remainder of the game if enough Pyldramons come into play. So that's some of the draw power that you're lacking now.
It would be interesting to see if the Cyclone comes up, potentially. Maybe. I guess we already digivolved into the play cost reducing Sting in the back, so it probably won't come up, but it would have been fun.
I mean, we do know that Michael is on Medieval Gallant, so it
That's
has
true.
at least some application there.
What are we doing? We're gonna digivolve into Belger.
A Belger.
So
Okay.
mill 2.
Two.
Yep. That doesn't really get us anywhere in terms of Belger shenanigans. If anything.
How do you think Argo is in this matchup for the Purple Hybrid player? Do you think it's worth it just to shut down some of the Davis-Ken memory gain?
I feel like if you're in a board state where like you pass with Argo, you probably gave them enough memory anyway. Right? That's like unless like the Argo play exactly chokes your opponent to 1, which like isn't really necessarily the thing they do the most, and then like they also have the Jade memory boost. I don't feel like Argo does much here, right? Because you really care about the on plays the most. Jade memory boost to play another Davis Ken. Really? Oh, so we get the DNA and then double Davis Ken to get us back. So yeah, no Argo, I guess, kind of enables this to happen, but not a big deal. Good way. We're gonna get a lot of draw here though. I mean, this is the starter deck Sting, so this is 3 draws. Or no.
I know that Michael actually really dislikes this matchup because he says like they consistently have rivals and the
Options and
4-cost option insecurity. So I think that's the only thing that stops him from doing his stuff pretty consistently. Whereas I think Purple Hybrid is pretty unfettered in this matchup. They don't care about the Pyldramon stun. Even if you bottom deck them, if they have enough memory to go into a second Duskmon Belger, they're going to be pretty happy with that ace memory they're going to be getting back from you.
Yeah.
So now, I don't know.
I mean, Purple Hybrid has 3 cards in hand. I'm looking at. So they have to raw draw into this Duskmon potentially. You do have a Valgar in trash and a follow-up tamer as well. That's good. But having already used Louis is gonna kind of make Purple Hybrid predictable in this coming turns.
The only thing now, I think, for their easy rush, I don't think they're playing the promote currently, so it's probably just going to be the Gallant that you have to watch out for.
Medieval, interesting.
I mean, that does get rid of the Belger, which is nice. Not necessary. I'm not too scared of the top end of purple hybrid most of the time. But I mean, getting it in trash only really hurts if you have like calling or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess they're just in the impression that maybe we can't afford to sit on a level 5 because Deathslinger is already active in terms of being able to delete what's on board.
Hmm.
And then we don't want to allow them to play like what's it called? We don't want to give them access to playing.
This is really rough, actually. So one of the outs to this position was staying as a Pyldramon, because even the color changes, you can still digivolve into the fighter mode. Because I think it has specifically the name.
Yes, I think so.
For that.
I guess it depends.
Whereas here,
I can't remember.
Oh, go ahead.
I think it depends because I think it digivolves on Dragon, but not Pyldra freely. I need to double check
that. May have been the thing. But by going into the medieval gallant, it does stop them from ever acing. And so with the mat, they have the loop where they can just go into the mat, delete itself, mat gets back dusk, and they're able to do that every time now.
Oof.
But
yeah. So the fighter mode goes on top of Dragon mode by name,
gotcha.
But not the Pyldra.
Gotcha.
And we can just
if we have Jack right here, we're in a good spot for the purple
we
player.
have
Otherwise,
boost, right? It's gonna clear both.
Oh, true. Boost does do it. And yeah, this does out his board.
I'm not sure why we would go into medieval there. I guess it doesn't. I guess we just wanted to be at a higher DP threshold, so we can't just get attacked into. I guess we were trying to dodge that.
Oh, that's true. We could have just been beat over technically with the Velger. They had enough. It would have been 3 cards they would have milled. So.
I'm not sure.
Not great mills from the purple hybrid player.
No.
Overall. But we are running very low on security.
That will delete all the
level 4s. Yeah. Okay, well, while we're watching this riveting gameplay, I have a question for you, actually.
What's up?
One Piece just announced that they are doing what Digimon did, right?
Yep.
What are your takes on that? I haven't followed the One Piece scene too much. I played a little bit. I think it was of Nami Mill.
Yeah.
Self-mill. And that was really fun for me.
That was a fun deck. I think other people didn't like it because they didn't feel like they were playing Digimon or One Piece. But
I mean,
I would much rather a self-mill deck than a mill deck personally. Like,
that's fair.
I'm all for alternative win conditions as long as like you're not just making my life miserable. Which if you're milling me, you're making my life miserable. I'm just saying.
Gotcha. Well, the reason I asked is I'm assuming people are really excited for that.
Oh,
right?
no, people are just as excited as we are to be able to experience formats fresh and not be able to piggyback off of what Japan does. One Piece players are overjoyed. They've been begging for it ever since they announced that we were Digimon. When Digimon announced it, well, it's not only just Digimon announcing it, right? Because I feel like Digimon, from what East I feel like has said, and like vibes we've gotten from the Japanese scene, it feels like the Japanese scene feels like the Digimon card game is more catered to the East or the West anyway. But like the combination, so it just kind of felt natural that they would catch us up eventually. But I think that plus Fusion World being simultaneous release, plus Gundam being simultaneous release, it was just kind of like One Piece players were begging for it, but like at the end of the day they were also expecting it, right? Like, why leave One Piece out? So no, that's exciting. The thing for them though is they've only ever been like 1 set behind, maybe 2. That One Piece has always been pretty close. Yeah, where for us at some point we were 4 or 5 sets behind at one point.
Yeah, 2 or 3 for whenever I joined the game, because they were, let's see, they had just gotten Black War when we got into BT9, I think, right?
Right. So with an EX set in between, that's Black War was 11. So with an EX set in between, that's probably 3 sets. Yeah, we've always been like 3-4 sets behind. I think one time it got bad enough to be 5, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and we felt the pain of that, I think, really hard when BT10 came around. Just because of how prevalent Crosshearts was. They had to hit it somehow. and they hit it like a month after release, and then we felt it really hard again with the PROXY. So it makes sense for sure.
I agree.
That's nice. How's the One Piece card game right now? Where's it at? Last time I played it, it seemed like a lot more like tempo-based board control style game.
They're starting to get into the world of like they're starting to get into the world where like their combos are probably doing too much. There's definitely a few cards that like people, you know, they want a ban list just as much as anybody else. Any other card game wants a ban list for their set. There's still a lot of tempo and a lot of there is still that factor of, you know, maintaining cards in hand due to the combo mechanic, right? There's that factor of not only the combo mechanic, but you know, attacks on board is a big thing, right? That's something you can count. That's something you can really. The rush isn't as freely available in that game as kind of DNA as you're seeing here, or with Tamer digivolving. So keeping track of attacks is definitely something. It's something you see in Gundam, in early Gundam right now as well. But in terms of meta right now, I think for the most part, outside of like some key cards that people do want gone, the meta seems as healthier than it's ever been, especially since like that there was that like set 2, set 3 ish era of One Piece early on where like it was all red decks all the time and people were pretty unhappy about that.
Yeah, the only time I ever played One Piece was there's a brief stint. I think it was like a red purple law that got banned shortly after I joined, and then that's when like I started playing the self-mill Nami deck for a while.
Yeah, they've had multiple leaders at this point get banned. They've been that strong.
Oh really?
Yeah. Law was the second one. Red purple law was the second one. The first one was blue black Sakazuki was a big one.
Oh right, I remember they hit the Navy deck pretty hard because they also hit like Lucci or something like that at the time.
Maybe I don't.
It was the one that like reduced play cost and stuff, and then they popped the
that was the general game plan most of the time, was reduce the air quotes play cost of your opponent's characters and then delete them via play cost. It would be the equivalent of reducing the Digimon's level and then delete a level 3 or something.
Oh, okay, that's the equivalent. Gotcha.
I guess literally for us, play cost as well. Like the Destromon. The Destromon from Galacti does exactly what Black has been doing in One Piece.
I'm trying to find something else to talk about other than the match currently, because no offense to either players, I like both of them.
No, I feel you.
Boy.
But no, Imperial does take it because Purple Hybrid wasn't fast enough, and giving Imperial that much memory kind of led to like basically just 5 attacks in a single turn, which is kind of crazy. But no, One Piece players are beyond ecstatic to be caught up. Like they want it just as badly as any other, just like we do, and especially like off the back of like you've played the other Japanese card games, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. Like we're so used to being behind those games.
Yes.
Where it's like it just kind of has always felt like the norm, and to see Bandai really make a push for unification is so cool. My concern is One Piece is the biggest Bandai game, right, in terms of sales, in terms of product they make, and it's like putting that extra strain on Bandai to have to release their biggest game globally, I feel like is gonna cause printing issues for everybody else in terms of the other card games. So we're gonna have to see how that goes, because the way Bandai
I was gonna say, assuming everything works right, assuming everything works well, I think it's really cool to see one of the card games that I'm so invested in, I think, take a step that a lot of other card games haven't when it comes to worldwide distribution at a equal scale.
Right. The only one who does it is Magic, right? I think maybe Flesh and Blood. Any Flesh and Blood players out there want to tell me if Flesh and Blood does it? But I know Magic's the only one with a unified release in terms of the other card games.
And with how I think everyone's doing like 5 to like 7 sets ago of like Digimon's dying, like it is what it is. It feels very good to see Bandai, I think, put effort into the game. And I think it like shows some love and care for it. It makes me feel more comfortable investing my time and energy into the game further as like we get more like perks like this or like benefits like this. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, no, and it's just what everybody wanted, man, right? Like, because it's never been great to look at the Japanese spoilers and think to yourself, man, we're not going to see this for 6 months. Like, that just sucks, man. Like, you know, we're gonna be past that. I'm so excited. Like, whenever a Lobomon gets announced, I know I'm getting that thing in a couple months, and it's gonna be sick.
Absolutely.
Actually, a couple weeks, right? Because the way they usually do their spoilers, like it's usually spoiler season happens, then we get to know what the alt arts are, and then within a week or two, like the set's released.
The set comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then at most we're like a month behind. But that's just because this time at least there was like printing issues, like you said, when it came to getting cards in like North America and stuff. But Europe had the cards like 2 weeks after, so it was really good.
Oh yeah, this is.
Everything I saw.
We've never been this close to the meta before, and I think we're starting to experience. We're experiencing. There's going to be growing pains. We're experiencing some of the growing pains right now with Red, Purple, Imperial, and Royal Knights. I think people are already like, "Oh, ban these decks. They're too good." And it's like, bro, they've only been around for 3 weeks. We still don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we're gonna be dealing with these cards now for a lot longer, which is like up downside in a way of being so up to date on the meta. Is that we have to deal with very strong decks for a lot longer than we used to.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
That's not like necessarily a bad thing.
We'll have to see how Bandai reacts to that, because often, like you mentioned, like we've gotten ban lists based on how dominant XYZ deck did in Japan or whatever. Like Apocalypse only lasted a week, right? But now we're gonna have to experience what is that gonna look like on the flip side of things, man. Like, are we going to see, and this Hexablow demolishes.
It's devastating. It's devastating. It's so rough for our purple player over here.
It's so bad. We have to have rivals, and if we don't, and we have partition on top of that, so like
hard plays in Nidhogg. We are in dire straits here. We are in absolutely dire straits, team.
It's okay, because we
I mean, Hexablow is a hard counter to purple hybrid. Unfortunately, Law is having the benefit of playing like rivals and stuff in his list, so he can outfit somewhat. But even then, like you mentioned, the partition, it's the hard play Nidhogg is rough.
He attacked twice and online remove one check. Only removed one check. He only attacked once, from what I think, because he's unsuspended. Or wait, maybe he did attack twice? Did he attack into a Digimon, like maybe a rookie or something? Because he doesn't have piercing.
I don't think it's gonna matter.
Yeah,
here
I don't think it's a big deal.
They hit something in security. I think it really just comes down to, does security save Law here? But I don't even know if he played Nidhogg there. I'm so curious why we played the Nidhogg.
Just put him to 10. That's why I was laughing, bro. Just like
just say, hey, do it, I guess. That is a rookie in security and a Belger.
Oh my god.
That is not what we want to see.
Pyldra, double swing. It's a mat.
Okay.
We grab Dusk.
That's nice.
That's not bad.
We can grab a Rivals.
We can grab Rivals.
But by this point, we are dead. So that does not save
rookie
us,
in the back either is actually kind of crazy. Pyldra one more time. Do we have Dragon mode? Is this how our tournament ends? Do you really got a progenitor?
He's got to do that memory, okay? What if he runs out of memory this turn? Think about that, okay?
I really hope that he does now.
Hey, he can't bottom deck the Nidhogg, okay? It's too big. That was the outplay.
That's right. He could have had Beelzemon X, your glass mode or whatever it's called. Oh my god.
Oh, devastating. What a good time. Do you want to go watch Table 2? Cleanse a palette, maybe?
Yeah, maybe we do that. That was fast. We can afford
that was very quick.
We got Fenrir. What's Table 2? I guess I'll double check. It's gonna be between Table 2 and Table 3 for me. Royal Knights versus Magna, or it's Fenrir Luga versus Itake versus Royal Knight. But they might be done. Looks like they're done, man. All these games lasting too fast, man. Too fast. Oh, there's birds. And then what is Soy Marcos on?
Let's go see. I'll look at what Blake's table's on too while I'm here.
Oh, it's purple hybrid.
Safaga.
Safaga? Where?
Table 6, Blake. So it's Ancient Guru versus Safaga.
Let's go Safaga. Why not? Let's just go with some happy decks, you know?
True. We're chilling. Yeah. My happy deck is blue hybrid.
I love no, that's a happy deck for me, dude. That's
okay. You're right.
That's my favorite. That's my boy, man. If I wasn't so cautious on my branding on this channel, I would have nothing but Lobomons.
Were you a big fan of that season of the anime?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm a big Power Rangers guy, and season 4 was basically Digimon Power Rangers. So
it was, yeah.
Yeah, so no, I definitely Lobomon's my favorite Digimon. Koji's my favorite tamer / character. I still vibe with that season. I accept its faults, man. The second half of that season, probably dog. But you know what? I enjoyed it.
Listen, I don't judge you. I think that season was also really fun. There were definitely some problems with it, but I just really enjoyed like the huge difference it had from traditional Digimon. I think it was really cool.
Them turning into Digimon
nice
was cool. I just wish they didn't give up on the level 5s. Like, why is Kumamon turning into a penguin? You know, like that.
Yeah,
bugs me to this day.
I agree. I think that common Digimon, but I think the problem is across most seasons of Digimon, where it feels like a lot of the side characters in their Digimon don't get enough screen time. Like in the original Adventure series, them only going up to level 5 was tragic.
Yeah, but they at least got a full line, right? Like even then, after that, they were like, oh, this one turns into Phoenixmon, this one turns into Rose.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like we never really got that for. They never they're still not finished, right? With season 4 characters, I would argue it's the same as season 2, right? Because like Yoli, like what is XVmon's level 5? We don't know. They just decided to DNA, and then only one person got a level 6 after that.
What is going on with Imperial Dramon? Is the deck going to get hit? That's a great question, Michael Iafrate. I wonder, will the deck get hit? I too hate Imperial. I too
think that the level 4s have been needing to go, bro. That much memory is not that's too much, man. It's too much. That's crazy.
Honestly, if we were talking about like actual hits for Imperial, I think the only thing that needs to be hit is probably the Kenan Davis.
Really?
I think it just gives so much memory.
I feel like it's the 4s that do that. Like to me,
really? You think so?
To me, the way I see Imperial is they need the Davis Ken to play the game. But the 4s are what allow them to keep playing the game.
That's
so
fair.
like most of their extensions and everything are off of the memory they gain from those 4s, right? If you limit those 4s to 1, they have to be a lot more cautious about how they do things. Because right now it's like you put them to 3. Okay, the Davis Ken gives them a rookie. You promote another rookie, let's say. Now you still have to digivolve both of them for 4, and then like it takes the memory back to 0 if you use the Davis Ken. So like you just essentially got to play a tamer for 4, because like still remember, like they don't have an easy way to play that tamer, right? They still have to hard play that thing, and I don't count it came out of security as an excuse, right?
Yeah,
because that could be anybody. So it's like I don't know, I just feel like I could keep going, but at the end of the day I feel like if like they're not going to ban Davis Ken, right? And Davis Ken is what allows them to play. So if we live in a world where the Davis Ken is at 1, what does that really do? All that does is create scenarios of when they have it and when they don't, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like when they have it, they get to play their normal Paildramon game, and people are still upset about how much memory they're gaining and all this stuff they're doing. Whereas if you limit the 4s, they get to play the game every turn, or every air quotes game, because they see their Davises, but they won't have that memory.
They're not able to go dragon mode, get the good 4s out, gain 2 memory to go into a Paildramon, go into dragon mode
right
for 2.
Exactly, because like in my scenario previously, they go to 0, right? Whereas if you go if you have both of the memory gaining 4s, you go to 2, and what can you do at 2? You can progenitor back to 0, go to your dragon mode. And so like
I lost during the case tournament, I lost to Imperial just because I didn't see the line before they found double dragon mode and the good level 4s, so they killed me from 5 because of that. From 5 security, the level 4s change the math for what they're actually capable of doing pretty consistently.
But yeah, so like I mean, I could see a world where, like I'm not saying that Davis Ken doesn't get hit, but it's just like the way I want to balance decks and try to slow them down or keep their ceilings low. That's what I start. That's where I'm like, Davis Ken just realistically lets them play the game, whereas the 4s do everything else.
And that's fair. I think it's a fair point. You know, maybe we're just on opposite ends this time. Whereas you're trying to hit the engine pieces and let them pop off. I'm trying to kill the deck. I'm trying to make it so they can't play anymore.
That's fair.
You've had your time in the sun. No more. Back to the
ether, bro. Like, you've had your time. You've been meta how many times? Give Galen a chance, bro.
When is Risu gonna play in one of these tournaments? That's a great question, Michael.
When is Risu gonna play in one of these tournaments? Man, coaches don't play. That's all I'm saying.
True. True. Yeah, Michael, this is the casual tournament. Risu's not allowed here. Actually, he's too good at the game.
Bro. Like, what the hell? He attacks 20. What is just Michael? Only only against Michael I brick enough to build a house. That's funny. We need the BT12 EXV. When Eagle did the ban list, I actually recommended a ban on the BT12 XV. Risu is exactly correct. All right, yeah, I think it's both. When I say the 4s, I think it's both. I think both Sting and XV have to go, but that's just, I think that's just nitpicky at that point. What is happening?
How do you feel about this board state right now, by the way?
Zafaga's at 0 security, and I'm looking at a unblockable Koji on the other side, so
yeah,
feels like a wrap.
As well. I mean, you know, we talked up the Zafaga Ace. Maybe the Zafaga Ace can save them.
Actually, that's true. The Zafaga Ace might be able to save them from the first one.
It also gets around the analog youth memory. So
true.
If we make it so that way they can't gain enough to do double checks, and we can block their rookie, we're not in a horrible spot.
It's not awful. We'll have to see. How does this go? I mean, we're still digivolving, okay. Going to Grand Gale. Okay, so now we have double ace play potentially. Does the Zafaga suspend Tamers as well? Is it that good a card?
It's a great question. I don't know.
You may suspend one Digimon, then for every 2 suspended Digimon, you may return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So as long as did Grand Gale gain the immunity?
It did, because it's suspended.
Oh, it suspended itself? Okay.
Yeah, so they won't be able to bounce anything this turn, which is nice.
We're at 5 memory though. We're gonna attack with the Strabi. See where we go.
This is one of the scenarios where actually Mega Gargo Ace is really nice.
Yeah, it's into the hybrid decks in general that Mega Gargo goes a long way, right?
Going into the unblockable Koji is a little scary.
Right. Low
Our opponent will be able to gain a memory too. He doesn't actually need to do the full line. He just needs to threaten lethal here.
Gain a memory because we drew a card. And that's, yeah, we're just saying that's a wrap. That's our combo. Do we have ace on Zafaga's side?
We do, Zafaga Ace. I think we need 2 aces to try and stay alive here. Otherwise, I think we lose to the second guy.
You know, I was also thinking like wait, all turns. Let me read this card again. When a Digimon suspended, this Digimon may unsuspend. Oh, so we have like double blocker here potentially. Oh, but the blocker doesn't matter because
he can't be redirected. But it only doesn't matter for the next one as well. If he's got another ace, he's actually in a really good spot because now he can block both of the other guys. At least one of your Digimon is. Well,
now wait, the other Zafaga, is it immune now as well? I mean,
I don't know if that's the structure deck one or not.
I forget too because of the different alters this has.
Okay, yeah, our opponent doesn't.
Oh, we don't have double ace. Okay.
So yeah,
is that the next game? Or
that is the structure deck one. So yeah, he would have needed a Zafaga Ace.
Oh, that's interesting. We don't have that alt art on Eggman. That's crazy. Yeah, so we don't have immunity on. Well, so what happens there is we don't have immunity on the other Zafaga, right? And then we can just full combo bounce that Zafaga, and they don't have an ace target anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're both level 6 at that point. So.
Does the new Zafaga Ace go on top? Can it go on top of itself? Because it's technically a Vortex Warrior.
It's play cost. Oh, maybe. Can you just chain Zafagas? That'd be nasty. That'd be mean. Yeah, I guess you
play
could.
Cost 10 or higher.
Oh wait, yeah, he's an 8 cost, so you can't do that.
He's an 8. Yeah. Okay. Devastating.
It needs to be higher play cost in itself. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Go Umblum. Is Umblum here? Oh, he is on here. Oh, he's the Zafaga player. That's crazy. BT12XV hits both Imperial and Magna DNA decks. I could see them doing that over doing both, I think, and Sting. Doing both it and Sting, I think. I guess. I mean, it depends, because it's like, I never see Bandai hitting one, or I never see Bandai banning a card for the most part, unless it's something like Calling, where like it kind of needs it. So it's like, is one XV and 4 Stingmon that gain memory still too much? Is it still, are they still just always extending way too much? That's where I start thinking, like, statistically speaking.
Yeah,
But it gets
fair.
tough.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I go back and forth on the ban list where I'm like, realistically, there's maybe like 1 or 2 cards that need to be hit because I don't think the format is exactly in an unhealthy place.
Yeah, realistically,
think
like,
probably-
Imperial doesn't need to get
it's just-
hit, right? Like, it's just
It's
like,
kind of stale is the issue,
Mhm.
I think, that everyone complains about. And so if they took like a baseball bat to the knees of a couple different decks, I wouldn't complain. Like
mhm.
they took Take out to the back, they took Gallon out to the back, they took Purple Hybrid out to the back, they took Imperial out to the back. I'd be like, that's fair, because a lot of these decks have seen a decent time in the sun.
Mhm.
To the
Imperial-
point where
Well, Gallant still needs some more time, right? Like,
I just don't like Gallant personally, so I kind of threw it in there hoping you wouldn't say anything
That's
about
fair.
it, but
That's
you
fair.
called me out, so
Yeah,
now I
you're
kind of
good.
have to backtrack it and be like, oh, you're right, actually, haha.
yeah, no, it's
can't-
fair. No, I got
Gallant-
you. No,
yeah,
honestly,
it doesn't
me
need that.
too. Me too. I hate Gallant too. I'm not. We don't need that guy around. How many Gallants do we have to
Right.
get before, like, you know, they just give up, bro? Like, you've made, like, Gallant keeps getting support and it needs to stop. This used to be the Greymon card game, and we've gotten how many sets of Gallant support in a row? It can stop. Like,
That's true.
season 3 wasn't even that good. Like, let's be
Back
real.
in
Like,
my
you guys
day,
are coping.
all right, it was the War Greymon and Friends show, and now
And now I
haven't
don't like
seen a
what we've
good
become,
War
bro.
Greymon
Like,
card. Yeah.
you know what? Yeah.
All I'm saying is that the game was slower paced, more skill intensive. Back when War Greymon was the king of the show, and now where are we?
Yeah. Now we're attacking
Watching-
with Muchomons into Lobomons. Like,
Yeah.
it's disgusting.
Disgusting. All right, well,
Yeah.
jinx. Anyways,
I already have a soda.
nah, keep Gallant support coming. You know what? That's fair, King. You know what? I love it. You're not biased in any way. Absolutely not.
I love this.
You know what?
card.
Actually, support I despise.
Mm.
I hate the fish support that I keep seeing.
Oh my god, dude! I'm gonna bounce off that because technically fish is part of deep savers, and like I am getting so sick of all the fields taking up all these card slots in a set, bro. Like, right? I just like it's all these card slots for bad decks. I'm sorry,
For
man.
bad
Like,
decks.
I
I get it because it's like, oh, but these are like very wide archetypes. They can put literally anything in them because of how wide they are. So at any point down the road, maybe they'll break them. So they're really afraid of making them too strong. I'm like, okay, but also, you don't have
That's
to make
what
them
about
so
today,
weak.
bro? Like, have
They're
you looked?
so weak.
Yeah, like, have you looked at the release set for BT21? We're getting like no blue cards. Like, all the blue cards are literally just all of Veemon's armor forms. Like, that's it. And then the Wing Guardian stuff. And then green is in the same boat. Any green player out there, like, I feel like you understand what I'm about to say, because like for the last like 4 sets, you guys, green support has been like something bad plus nature spirits, or plus has green gotten another one? It's just nature spirits. You guys have been relegated to nature spirit support for like 3 sets in a row, and it's gross, and I'm sorry. It needs to stop.
I did a video on my channel where I was looking over the card sets because I typically do that, and I was looking at, I think it was the first special booster. I was looking at the new like the new Tyrannomon stuff.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, dude. I was looking, I can't remember what it was, like one of the Kabuterimons. I think it was Mega Kabuterimon for
The nature spirit one?
the nature spirits.
Okay.
And I just put it up side by side to like one of the other cards in the deck. It was literally just a vanilla with the same inheritable as another card with the same evo cost and everything. It was just a worse version of a same card put it in the same set. And I was like, why? What's the point of making this card so bad?
Oh my god.
I don't understand why they intentionally make the cards so bad.
I can go on and on, man. I can go on and on. Like, why does Magna Garurumon evo for 5? Why does the Beowulf evo for 4? Why, man? Like,
It
it's just
doesn't-
these little things,
yeah,
these
it
little
was
things,
the
man.
EX8, I think it was,
Yeah.
Mega Kabuterimon.
Yes,
It was just so it's like it just fortitude, which is like fine. Okay, there's so many ways to get around fortitude these days that it's
Doesn't
not super
matter,
impactful
yeah.
when a card have it. But it just like all turns that you want to get plus 3 KDP while suspended. I'm like, is that really the best you could do for a level 5 in the nature spirits category these days? Like, what is happening? Why is it so bad when there's a level 5 in the set that literally has the exact same inheritable, just better, and it has like a reduced cost by 1, or like makes itself immune in this scenario.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that's a rabbit hole you could just keep going down. Like,
and you know what the most disrespectful part of it all was? Guess what the inheritable is?
a trash
Green
of
card,
security
by the
if you win.
Yep, absolutely. The classic, you know, when no options are given to you, simply slap that inheritable on every green level 5, and you are seeing play. Absolutely.
Are we gonna play a level 3 off of the Argo? Are we gonna play a level 3?
Oh
no. Oh wait, no, we Digizorbed and unsuspended, so now we have blockers, so we didn't actually attack. Oh, we're not attacked. Wait, that's not a 3. All right, that's a 3. There we go. Nature Spirits takes the biggest L for having its most important level 6 be black instead of blue-green, and its DNA effect being end of turn, so it loses to medieval. Yeah, yeah, like, and it's like, and it goes into like deep savers now. Deep saver, like blue has just been relegated to like all this like all these like fields, and like none of them are really stand out in terms of effectiveness. And yeah, we're just getting a ton of fish, and it comes down to like, yeah, we're just getting a ton of fish stuff, and like none of it's like, we actually saw a Mega Seadramon do well at a case tournament that I was commentating over the weekend. That was fun to see, like Metal Seadramon and Giga Seadramon do something, but like it's just like, just do me a favor, take a look at something like BT21 chat, and like look at like the card distribution, and you look at like blue and green and purple, and you're just like, wow, they really just gave these colors nothing for a whole set. Crazy.
Yep. And it's so sad too, because I think Fish is really close to being playable. I think it's really close to being good. The bottom end for Fish is actually really disgusting. Like the Waymon and everything, I think are super powerful. But the problem is their top end doesn't do much of anything. So you have a really powerful bottom end that lets you get to your top end really fast, and then you don't accomplish anything with it. I just don't know.
Plesio is out of trait. It's rough. Yeah. No, there's a lot of little things when you look at these decks that have come out recently, and you're just like, they just chose to make this bad. That's why I'm excited for Adventure, because all this stuff like is good. It's well costed. Everything's evoing for correct prices. Everything's playing for the correct, and there's like, yeah, it's gonna be archetype locked, and like, so that means like the creativity is not gonna be there for a lot of people, but at least it's a deck that works, man. Like, you compare that to what like the Susano decks were doing in BT18, and it's like they clearly learned their lesson from Susano into Adventure to actually make a cohesive deck. Adventure Soup, yeah, the Adventure Soup deck, like, I don't think it's gonna be a creative deck, because like you're really a slave to the trait, but it should at least come out as a deck that's gonna work, which good enough for me.
Speaking of Adventure Soup, do you think we're gonna get Heero Slop?
Oh god, I don't see it, dude. Does anyone in your circles like put together a 50 card list with those hero cards? I think we're still waiting for some cards, right?
No. Yeah, we're still waiting on some cards, it looks like, but currently, no. Whenever I look at them, all of the new options are really good for each of the archetypes.
Oh yeah, like the Hunters one is good for Hunters.
Yeah,
I love that one.
Yeah, it's like they have like some small synergies, but there's just like gaps missing, which makes it feel janky and sad.
Yeah,
it's like they all synergize slightly with like, oh, if Heero, you get this benefit, and then that's it. That's all we do with it. There's no other like synergies, which is sad. But I mean, if it works at some point, I think it'd be really cool to have like a Heero Slop deck working through a format.
So what are we gonna do here, Ancient Karuru? What's your plan? We could Digivolve, end of turn. Oh, Kendo, right?
He can swing end of turn, beat over the medieval.
Yeah.
Or does it only let you attack players with that inheritable? I don't know.
No, you have to attack players.
Okay.
I think. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's only players.
I just trust you because you're the level 1 guy.
Yeah, I am the level 1 guy. Yeah, may attack a player. We're good. We're caught up. We're going into Ancient. We're gonna bounce the guy, draw security, and then
we had to keep him, which is the coolest part.
That's the
that
coolest part about this play.
Yeah, it is really sick that we just cheat the deletion effect. We couldn't get rid of the medieval though, which is a little scary. We are on 4 security
With
though.
5 memory, 7 memory, 8 memory. Oh,
8 memory.
That's a lot. I don't think we get OTK'd at least. But this ancient guru could definitely get spun to the bottom.
Yeah, I can see 4 security done because I think the Safaga will allow us to unsuspend during an attack. At least one of them does. So we'll be able to gain some memory off deleting the guys, unsuspend. Probably proc a medieval if we want to as well for an easy clear.
I mean, deleting is not. I don't think that's the play here. Maybe if we have to spin the ancient guru back. We do not want to give our opponent the recycle from that ancient guru.
Do we have that ability in this deck? I mean, I guess the Safaga Ace.
Ace is one, right? I guess Safaga Ace is the only one. Wait, no. Is there an effect that like bottom decks off of one of the Safagas? I think
maybe.
I think the set one, the EX7 one. When digivolving, suspend one in Digimon. Then if this is return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it's the EX7 Safaga that lets us bottom deck. Medieval's going in though into security. We're gonna get to play a. Yeah, we're gonna have to play a level 3. That's gonna allow us to activate the when digivolving effect. Oh, we're just gonna not do it. Okay. Interesting. Oh, but that gave us a Koji. Digivolve for 2.
Yeah, having a Koji now means that even if we spin back, we're not safe. I'm trying to figure out if they can kill here. I mean, they're green, so technically I guess they could play Quartz, but I doubt it. That card has not aged well, unfortunately.
No. We're going to suspend itself to gain the immunity. Fair enough.
Wimpy Noodle. It actually does make it delete itself, but because we use the inherit of the Koji dual tamer, I can't remember the other guy right now. Holy. It swings at end of turn. So because we're digivolving into the Digimon during the end of turn, we skip the deletion effect of the Lobomon. It's very interesting how the timing ends up working out.
Think of it, the way I like to explain it to people, Wimpy, is think of end of turn as a timestamp in a video, right? And when you cross, like the Lobomon cares specifically when the Ancient Garuru exists and crosses the timestamp. If you are Ancient Garurumon as you cross the finish line, then you are going to delete you have activated the condition to delete yourself. But if you are Ancient Garurumon on the other side of the finish line, you never saw that finish line, so you never delete yourself. Yeah, it didn't see the end of turn phase start, basically. Yeah. That sounds like silly video game logic. Yeah, well, card games.
Silly card game logic. Yeah, I don't know if there's any way we can kill here. And we find ourselves in a very similar position as we did last game. Obviously, our opponent only has 1 Koji right now, so we only need 1 Zafaga Ace.
Oh,
what does that option do?
Oh, we are gonna bottom deck the. We are gonna bottom deck the ancient, so kind of what I was worried about. What are we gonna give blocker to?
We certainly have a Zafaga Ace, right?
I think so.
So if we have the Zafaga Ace, we're actually safe this turn. And I think the Grand Gale's immune.
Yep.
And we don't care about our security anymore because it's all gone. So
who's blocker? I guess is step number 1.
The medieval and the Grand
Gale.
Gale.
Promo Lobo? Ooh. That's not good. Digivolve for 1, draw. That's gonna bounce. And then we self-delete, okay.
I mean, we keep turn here, but it's not enough memory to actually go into a second line.
Maybe we can like ice wall? Did we grab back a hybrid? Yeah, no, we're looking now. Well, I figured it'd repeat resolving the rest of the effects. Crazy. No, yeah, it doesn't do that. It's because of how end of turn procedures. Yeah. Silly card game. You don't miss timing.
Even one of Hammer Spark doesn't save us here. We still wouldn't have enough memory. I
Wall,
think
maybe?
there's a Pokemon player has made it a pretty good self state for themselves.
Which means they're probably gonna win this.
Yeah, and this is probably game 3, just how deep we are into the round.
I agree. Which is sad.
'Cause we're in
Just in
time.
case, Blue Hybrid. Sad to see you go,
Well,
man.
you know, yeah, sad. Anyways, looks to the camera, looks back.
I'm sad.
You know, and that's all that matters, King, is that you're sad.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we are seeing him go. Oh, he's doing the Beowulf thing.
Yeah, he's doing the Beowulf thing, which didn't get a promo level under, which is interesting. I kind of like doing that, but maybe we're trying to get back a piece.
Would it not have been better? Oh no, because it couldn't swing anyways. I was thinking maybe he could do it over the dual tamer, but he can't swing because he just played it out. So
This also makes it. He's not gonna swing. Oh, I see what you're saying. But this does give our opponent a Digimon, which rest in peace. I still would have put the promo logo under. I'm surprised we didn't. And just give us the option to Digivolve into Ancient for 2 if somehow this thing stays on board, but
what ace do you think he's threatening here?
none.
None? Alright.
I mean, unless it's like, I mean, realistically speaking, like it is level 6 aces are few and far between, right? We're thinking Mega Seadramon maybe. We're thinking
Vicomon is an option.
Vicomon,
yeah, I think
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it for the 2 blue aces. I think could be like threatening here. Maybe I guess Shadow Serafi if he's playing for the yellow end.
You could go
but-
yellow end with Shadow Serafi, but then what does that do for us? I guess that does like clean house a little
I think
bit.
Digivolves some of the scary stuff. And then also provides blocker, funnily enough, which would get minus 5k DP to some other things. This will out the guy though.
Are we not enough to delete?
Oh, we didn't choose to pop it? I mean, it's a May effect. You don't have to.
Oh, we're
but-
bottom decking it.
Oh, that makes sense.
And that's enough attacks because the Safaga will unsuspend.
Swing again.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Looks like our Safaga player will be taking it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, honestly.
Oh wait, the medieval can't swing. We stunned the medieval.
Oh,
but
I
that's
forget
just-
that card has an effect.
Oh, do we have the redirect? Oh, that's the tamer that redirects us. Oh, that's crazy. That's why we didn't pop
Oh,
either.
That's so cute. That's so
funny.
cute.
Yeah.
Oh, this Safaga player is very big brain. I respect that like little interaction there. I saw him hard play it, the tamer,
Mhm.
very excitedly, and I was so confused for a second, and it all makes sense now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because that's crazy. I forgot that like the fact that we had room for all those tamers in the Safaga deck is actually crazy too. But yeah, no, being able to go for game, not having the ace. Oh well. I mean, not that like you can't really like Blue Hybrid just doesn't have aces really in archetype. Yeah, leaving the Digimon on board is important for Vortex. Yeah, that's fair. All right. That being said, I think that's kind of it for us tonight. I think everyone's
our
kind of
last
wrapped
round.
up. That's the end of the tournament. 4 rounds. Let's see if
It's Imperial is the only undefeated left. So
Right.
Michael Yofrate will be taking victory tonight.
yeah, Michael takes it again. Surprise, surprise. Showing off the Safagas SP to the camera. I'm already moved on. I'm sorry, but that very pretty SP. Yes, yes. Oh, he's got a regular R. Oh, it's got Safaga on both sides of the tables now. Oh God.
Oh, he brought out his Safaga deck. They're showing it off to each other. That's so cute.
That's adorable. Oh man, but that being said, guys, let's wrap up. Tonight you guys have watched it. It was Thursday. That means we started at 8 p.m. today. It's been the Eagle's Nest Digimon webcam tournament. We run this show every Monday 7:30, every Thursday 8 p.m. So if you want to catch it in the beginning, join us again Monday. We're gonna be back at it again. Just like I said, Monday was a record-breaking attendance for Eagles Nest, so we expect to keep the ball rolling. I'm not expecting to break records, but keeping the ball rolling is important. Tonight, on Thursdays, I always like to have a guest when I'm not lazy to find a guest. Marshmallow Ruffian, go ahead and sell yourself out, man.
Hey guys, Marshmallow Ruffian here. I have a YouTube channel where I post on Tuesdays and on Fridays, and I try to be consistent there. I do a lot of Digimon content, and sometimes I do other card game content whenever I'm bored. I partake a lot on Twitch as well. I stream the Monday and Thursday tournament where I try to partake and do at least well sometimes when I'm not playing for fun. I want to give a shout out to Risu for inviting me. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, thank you, man. And then that being said, we got some other selling out to do. We got the we're not the only people that do Digimon webcam based tournaments throughout the week. We also have somebody, DigiGuard United, with their Tamers Battle League every Wednesday, every Friday. If you guys can't make it to Monday and Thursday for Eagles, well, DigiGuard United has got some of the other days covered. I think the only thing we're missing is Tuesdays now. So if you guys want to see that, go ahead. Yeah, no, Varney and the team, always friends of mine, I would say. That being said, we're also trying to build a community from the ground up. The Gundam card game is coming, and it would be wonderful if we could, be a part of that. So at the Eagles Nest team, we're doing every Wednesday, we're doing a weekly Gundam War tournament. Win a resource. A little entry fee. You're allowed to play with pictured proxies of the beta kit event stuff. I know Eagle gave me some notes about the event, so let me double check I don't miss what he wanted to say. Yeah, we got next week we'll be able to, we will allow the use of the demo decks as well. So any new cards, I know there's the red, all the new red cards coming out. Some new cards from that aren't necessarily part of the beta event, so we're allowing some of the new cards that have been released since then. Double check Eagles Nest for the constantly changing and shifting rulings. You guys know how it is. Join the Discord, the link's in the description below. But it definitely want to be a part of Gundam, and it's gonna be a fun ride for most of us here at Eagles Nest to do this for everybody, me and myself included. And if you're looking for some spicy Digimon content, not spicy, I guess that's a weird take, but like the guy on the bottom left might be kind of spicy on this silhouette here.
Risque Digimon.
But everyone's always talking about, the Digimon content game is kind of stale. We need something new. DigiDane from the Land Down Under has started a little Digimon series, has invited a bunch of people to partake. If you guys want to see it, episode 1 is out. It's an interesting format where people had to create decks without using level 6s or level 7s, and there's a couple of gentleman agreements there as well. You can imagine that nobody's playing Purple Hybrid, no one's playing Imperial, no one's playing Hunters. Basically, if it was a meta deck that revolved around level 5s anyway, or level 5 and lower anyway, we probably weren't playing it. We had there was definitely gentlemen's agreements to be had there. So there's gonna be some interesting decks, some interesting content creators. Please check them out and support it. This is the content people ask for, so show up, I guess. And then the last thing is I got asked to help commentate a Puerto Rico versus South Texas team match on April 6th. That will be hosted on this channel in English. And if you speak Spanish, Team Rookies has got you guys covered. I got a couple little intro videos for you guys for the team. So let's go together and watch that. I'm gonna start with Texas, I think is the one I've been showing first. So let's go.
Where the pixels shine, a bond is born, so divine through the storms. The trials we face, we find our strength in this digital space. The digital tides may rise and fall, but side by side we'll conquer all. No foe
Dude, I love those intros, man. Those intros are so sick.
They are. I love it. It's very camp.
It's so camp. It brings like the fun into card games, because I feel like we're like tangentially related to esports, right? In the card game world, like it's very similar. And I feel like in esports, especially in like fighting games and like League of Legends, you always see like their pro players like posted up as if like they're the peak of physique or something, like a football team or something. And I'm like, bro, this is cringe, bro. Like you're showing off a bunch of sweaty nerds on the screen. Like, calm down. Like, this is still a video game. Like, it's still supposed to be fun. And so like this campy stuff is just dope.
It's that, I think it's the point of it. Yeah, it's like build the. I think one of the most important things when it comes to like the esports narratives and stuff is like the themes and like the players themselves, just like to build that personality. So I think it's really fun seeing stuff like that.
Like, you're seeing like the whole team have nicknames, dude. Like all of Team Puerto Rico has a nickname. It's so sick. So you guys remember, that's gonna be on April 6th. So come check that out. I think we listed 12 Central. I'll keep advertising if you guys forget. Don't worry. I'll start adding links in the description. But that being said, that's it for us, guys. Good night. I'm going to bed. Good night. We're going to sleep. It is 12:30, 11:30. So good night. Goodbye. Bye.